Okay, so last time you had just come back to Valderheim, right after you had killed Ingvar. Oh, you hadn't even gone home yet. You were still in the cavern, I think. Um, do you guys remember?
We did the
I
deal with
think we
Ingvar,
down.
and we left off.
Yeah, you had killed
Yeah.
him. Um,
With Jarl Stribjorn.
yeah, yeah, but I don't know. Did
Yeah.
you make it back yet or not? I think you were still up there.
I feel like we did go back, or at least maybe we didn't.
We went back the first time, and everybody was like, "Holy shit, you guys are still alive!" And then we
Yeah.
like left immediately with a bunch of warriors.
Went up, finished off Ingvar like the wounded dog he was. Spoke some shit with Stribjorn.
hmm
Yeah, maybe we didn't go back. I can't remember anything more than that, but I'm not very good at remembering.
Okay. Well, let's say you guys made it back anyway, and Strivier made it back to his place as well. You had decided not to kill him, right? That you had thought about it, but you hadn't gone through with that. So
Yes, I hadn't told anyone that, or even thought it loudly. Lloyd?
I see you. I see your thoughts. No, yeah. So I guess you would have like rode back with what remains of your men. Dropped Styrbjorn off with the very scattered remains of his men back to um, Bjornsburg, and then you would have gone back to Valderheim and gotten like a rest in and whatnot. Probably feeling like you've made quite a nice difference having killed a Jotun, which is a pretty huge deal. I think you had brought parts of the Jotun back. Is that the case? You want to bring the
Yeah,
skull or
we
something?
brought back like some bones,
hmm
um,
Some teeth, I
some
think.
other stuff, teeth.
Like
Okay.
spellcasters harvested the eyes, maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, toe as well. So you're taking a bunch of shit off his body anyway. You make it back to Valderheim. The people are delighted. There's like fanfare and everything as you arrive because they assumed once again that you're going to die when you said we're going out to kill a Jotun. But there's much excitement upon your return, and you can get like a rest in and whatnot and kind of relax for a bit. But it's the following Woden's Day that the judgment is here again, and the men you had sent to go and get people from Thornsholm. There had been a raid in Thornsholm. They brought back two of those men, and they drag these dudes before you, and they're both the two guys who they brought with them are like both badly beaten and both gagged as well. Um, and your man Sven says, "My lord, I've never met a more foul-mouthed group of people in my entire life. I thought it was best to gag them. Um, uh, Try to stay your ire. It was difficult for the men. Uh, they insult almost constantly, and we're not forthcoming with any information."
These men were warriors.
Yeah, there had been a raid on
Warriors
Thorin's
we
home.
found.
Yeah, which was one of the towns under your protection. It had been raided, but they didn't have a banner or anything.
I'll thank my men and tell them they were wise to bring back prisoners for questioning rather than just slaughtering them.
Mhm.
How many people are assembled here other than me and my trusted mates here?
It's up to you. You can decide, really. Like
I have this a
usually,
small audience. I don't want this guy when I untake his gag. I don't want him to just be slagging me off in front of the peons.
okay, yeah. And
So a private audience.
what about your son-in-law and your daughter? Are they here?
Son-in-law and daughter at the. Oh no, we didn't rebuild the place that got
No.
devastated.
They
Hey, so
probably
yeah,
would
they
be
are still
here.
here. That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So there's two of these guys. One of them has this scar running like from the top of his head down across his face. Really fucking ugly bastard. He takes the gag out, whatever, and he just looks forward and he's like, "Is that your daughter's sweet cunny? I can smell from here, Jarl. Maybe I'll talk if I can have a go at her."
That's not me laughing. I'll just tell him, speak. Who is your master?
Your Elwyn.
Your Elwyn.
Yeah, your fucking mother.
I'm gonna punch him right in the mouth.
Ugh. I like that. Can you hit me hard this time?
I'll hit him with the broad part of my hand axe.
Fucking tooth goes flying out. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see why the women are afraid of you.
I say, perhaps if we weren't enemies, I could have had you as my skulls. You're quick of wit, sharp of tongue. Though I find your humour wanting. I'll say, I will only ask you again politely. Who do you serve?
Well, such nice manners. I suppose I should tell you, shouldn't I? Okay. Okay. It's your mother.
How many of these guys do we have?
There's two of them.
I'm going to motion for one of the others to restrain this guy and force his mouth open and cut his tongue in half.
Oh, shit. Nice. Yeah, he's like screaming. He's like, ah! Fuck you. And then he just looks, blood just like pours forth from his mouth. And I reckon he'd probably die almost immediately from like drowning in his own blood because there's so much blood in your tongue.
No, not if we hold it forward.
Okay.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
If you want to cut a man's tongue out, you have to hold his face down. Not that I've like Googled that or anything.
It's alarming information you have there, Nick.
Usually I'm like, oh yeah, well, what's happening? Oh, the tongue cut. Yeah, you'll find
So I'll, still holding the piece of tongue that I cut off, I'll move in front of the other guy and kind of waggle it in his face.
Nice. Yeah, and I'll ask the other one. Speak. Who is your master?
Yeah, so they ungag him, and he looks around, and he looks at the state of his companion, and he thinks, what do you know of giants, Yarrow?
I know that they can be killed. I know that fools and minions flock to their banners. I know that they kill wantonly, and they have no respect for the laws of man or of the gods. I know that they'll kill an innocent woman just as quick as this one will cut out your tongue. You don't tell me the name of your master.
So noble, Jarl, so noble. But you reek of shit, you know that? You reek of hypocrisy and shit. You sit here in your little house, you just piss around all the time. What do you really do? Nothing. Huge events transpire, and you know about them, and you do nothing. Pathetic.
Never mind. Helgir would stand silent, but you can tell that she would want to say something.
Hey, your witch smells good. How
She
about
just narrows her eyes.
how about this, Jarl? You give me a quick go of her, and then I'll tell you everything.
She is not mine to give. She belongs to the gods. But if she were my possession, I would not let her be tainted by likes of you, foul mouth. I've warned you. I cannot stop my companion here. The next time you speak ill of anyone here assembled, you two will lose your tongue and more.
Nothing foul about me. You'd want to see the size of my junk.
Cut off his cockpit.
Okay, no. I'll talk. Fuck, Jarl. Grow a sense of humor.
A look of disappointment goes across my face as he begins to talk.
My master is a mistress. Her name's Oddleaf, Ember Eye. She's a giant.
How did you come to be in her service?
I serve strength, and there's nothing stronger than a Jotun.
A tree is strong, a rock is strong, a mountain is strong.
Yeah.
You only serve strength?
Strength and wealth, and she's provided both.
At whose expense?
I suppose anyone who gets in our fucking way.
Usually people don't get in the way of Jotun. Jotun get in the way of people.
Well, she told me that you know about the events transpiring. She told us to go raid your town, since you're the only one who gives a shit about all this stuff that's actually happening.
So to provoke me out?
Maybe. Who knows? But nonetheless, we were sent to raid Thorin's home, and that's what we did.
did as your master bid you. That was commendable, though you've betrayed her.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think she'll be upset. She's probably not very afraid. Knowing her name will not help you.
There's great power in one's name. What is yours?
My name is Slut. Slut Valve's daughter.
Make it slow, Vidar, and I'll just like sweep my cloak across and walk out of the hall.
And he just laughs. And then it turns to screams.
Yeah, and Helgir just stands there and watches him the entire time. Smirks a little bit and then follows Valdemar out.
When you guys are finished with the slow decimation of this guy, you'll find me and Gunnulf sitting opposite some ales in the long hall, with maybe a few other housecarls assembled. And I'll be saying to Gunnulf, the last time a Jotun raided our lands, we went off after it and slew it. If we do the same again, it might be predictable. That might be just what this Jotuness wishes for us to do the same, and maybe we'll be struck somewhere else. What would you do were you in my position? Would you ride out to seek this woman down, or wait and be patient?
Something tells me this one is different. Smarter, maybe, than the last one.
If she is so powerful, why not simply come here and attempt to destroy us? Maybe she seeks to weaken our power.
Maybe she seeks to weaken our forces. If we aren't here, who defends the town? If we go away, we're split off from the rest of the men. Pick us apart one by one.
But if I do nothing, the people will start to talk.
Then we need to find a way to outwit her. Sadly, we don't have the information on her.
Perhaps I was impetuous. I'll say as our companions enter, wiping blood from their elbows down to their fingertips.
Hey, we only killed one of them, right?
Well, you cut the tongue out of one, and you, I think, cut the cock off another.
No, the guy who was intended for the decocking was killed by Vidar.
Okay.
We could send the other one home.
To what end?
See where he goes. He's going to return, seeking shelter. The only place he knows. At least if we know where they are.
I'll take off an arm ring and give it to Gunnulf. Yeah, and we'll tell our guys what we've been conspiring, what we've been thinking.
Following home. That can be done. Can call Falcon.
Can you cast a circle of truth?
I do not have that capability. However, I can follow him in a way that he would not know of with my familiar.
Then let it be done. What say you, Vidar? Oh, sorry, not Vidar, Draugr. Sorry, I just realised I've been calling you Vidar the whole time. It's because I looked at your overlay only once at the start. Sorry, Dennis. I apologise. Draugr.
No problem. It is as you said, if we do nothing, she will have her way, as you will be seen to be weak. And nor can we afford to make the mistake of rushing blindly forward.
I'll call for the guards to bring the tongue.
Good.
No, you go, man.
She would just say that there's a reason she's targeting us. What is that reason? We are not the most powerful. We are not the closest to the frozen wastes of the north.
If we are to believe the man, I believe the guy who we questioned because I just assumed that you would tell me if he was lying. So I'd say if what the man says is true, she seeks us out because of what I know of the times to come, what we have spoken at length about.
We're not the only ones anymore. Stribjorn is bore witness to the giant.
Stribjorn will do as Stribjorn does, though. I'm not sure if I could trust him when the time comes, though I trust his son, my son. But I think we are the greatest threat simply by the fact of we actively have been trying to see to this issue more than most others who are unbelieving. And even though they do, what else has Stribjorn done but help us kill a wounded dog compared to the great threat to come?
What of the other northern houses?
We know little of Jarl Vidar to the north. We know of Stribjorn's power great enough. I'll call for this thrall, Freeman, that's taken a liking to, brings us our drinks and serves food. Say, boy, grab the map. And then when he brings it out, puts it up, as you guys can see.
Here we go. Let's see if I can find the one that's just the north.
I'll ask the table what we know of the neighbouring Jarls.
Okay.
Maybe we could do
So
a
like
history check.
or...
Yeah, certainly, yeah.
Okay. Not terrible at it, so I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Has anyone got a better intelligence than a Negwa?
Nope.
I got a 14.
Okay. So to your east is Jarl Amlodi Skarsen. He's old and poor and bitter for those reasons. Hasn't been friendly towards you, but also hasn't started anything because he's weak. There's nothing there really. Donarulf is a bit more wealthy. He's got like a large seafaring sort of trade city. And then Jarl Vidar is kind of mysterious, lives way, way up in the middle of nowhere where nobody goes. But Rosari is like quite a large old Jotun fortress like Bjornsborg. Yeah, that's kind of all you know about him.
Mm-hmm. So we've got those three.
There's more lands to the south as well. Hang on, let's see if we can find it. There are, yeah. So directly next to your lands is where the king lives. Kongsholm is where the High King lives. Now that's mostly an honorary title; doesn't really have much actual power. And you can see all around that is where Lord Gunn dominates most of Istloft. He's by far the most powerful Jarl, but extremely aloof and probably wouldn't be keen to even bother talking to you.
I'll give word for a detail of men to be assembled with horses and a wagon, and they're to protect the contents of the wagon with their life and deliver it only to the king. And we'll put the Jotun's head in it.
Mm-hmm.
And with a letter or a messenger, whichever's more appropriate. And spend some time coming up with a great imploring to the king, and with this Jotun head as proof of what's assailing the northern realms.
Nice. Okay, yeah, no problem.
My lord, I can send a messenger to the far north if you wish.
Jarl Vidar is unknown to us. It's unwise not to know your neighbours, and unneighbourly, I'll say with a wry smile. Send a messenger to him. What of this wealthy lord and the weakling Emladi?
The wealthy lord will not help us unless there is something in it for him personally. The
We could send
weakling,
him.
I'm not sure if we should even bother with him.
It is his duty as a Jarl to protect his people. They are under threat. the wealthy man, perhaps like you say, seeks wealth, we could offer him or entice him with some portion of loot we've already garnered. Much more than beyond any of us would have dreamed, I'm sure, to even hold or possess.
One of your main
Perhaps that could allure it.
one of your main resources is the fact that you have a huge forest in your lands, and so shipbuilders and stuff are very keen to trade with you because if you like looking at the map, it's actually the biggest forest in Iskloft. It's like all within your lands. There are other forests and stuff, but you have like this huge woods, and that's where most of the money that you get comes from. It's like trading timber and stuff.
There won't be a forest if we lose this. We won't be there to lumber it, so why not use some of it instead of our little magic? What do you say, priestess? Would it offend the gods to give some of their gifts to our neighbours for coin?
Coin. What would we use this coin for?
For the weak man who needs it, bring him into the folds and rise him to action.
It is for the ultimate good. Few trees used to rebuke the giant's advance. I think the gods would understand.
Let us send word to Doriel. Is that his name?
To the rich guy is Donarulf.
Donarulf.
Yeah.
Donarulf will send a messenger to him proposing a trade agreement, lumber, for his ships in exchange for his warriors to aid against the threat of this Jotunaett. And we should ride to Emladi, perhaps. We could search for this Jotunaett along the way, unless you can send out 3 messengers, Dan.
Let's see. I can send out familiars.
Yeah, I mean you have plenty of
guessing I
men
only
you
have
could
one.
send if you just wanted to send men to
Like
I would
I would send the familiars to the far north and just men to the other 2.
Yeah, it's definitely
Okay.
difficult for like men to get to Jarl Vidar's place. It's very inhospitable up there, and you have to go through a mountain range and everything to get to the castle. So if you have
I'm
a
assuming the
magical
wealthy
way,
guys.
sorry,
Okay.
if you have a magical way of sending something to Vidar, that's definitely your best bet, and then use normal men to go to the rest.
Okay. We'll do that. I assume the wealthy guys' lands are fairly well kept, so the only risk is to the east. But we'll send them off. Yeah. I guess if we leave to go speak to him directly, we just leave ourselves open to this Jotunaett who's already raided us.
What should we write to Jarl Vidar in the note?
Cordial greetings and expressing a wish to have alliance against what he has surely has seen the portents or signs of the end times to come, or these Jotun bring devastation to our lands. That we should unite against them, something along the lines of that gist.
And I will send a tooth along with it. Is that acceptable?
Why not? Although I'm confident that if he lives so far north, he too must have, must know of these things. But yes, send the tooth along with the words.
Okay. So yeah, she writes in like long, flowing script on some vellum, then ties it to the legs of this huge white snow owl, and it just takes flight and goes north.
Nice.
I guess we should have the guys from the town that got raided. We should bring them in to our hold.
Torrensholm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they repelled it.
They repelled it.
They repelled the raid. Yeah, they won, which is why they have captured these guys and everything.
I'm so sorry. I thought
No, it's all
that
good.
we got raided, and then we sent men to investigate, and then they came back with these prisoners that they'd tracked down or whatever.
Last game, Torrensholm got raided, and your men defeated the raiders, and they had come to tell you that, and then you said, "Bring me prisoners if you have them," and they went back and got the prisoners and brought them.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I ignore
So-
what I said then.
Yeah, they actually defeated the raid. So yeah.
All right.
I guess we could prepare while we wait for responses from the three Jarls.
What if Stribion?
Yes.
Where do we stand with him?
We stand well enough with Strubiorn. He helped us fight the last time, though he lost many men, more than us. If we ask him again, we may risk that he refuse. Though if he does, it will not look favourable to those of like honourable or brave intent. He would do nothing. Though the thing is, if he says yes, it sets a precedent, and the next time his lands are raided, if they are, then we must send people away from our beleaguered lands to aid. So it's a double edge to asking for Stribiorn's aid. He could well, within his rights, ask us to send 50 men to his land to help him repel a Jotun attack, which would leave us with half a garrison to defend 3 towns. So I don't know. I'll leave that to your wisdom. You and Dragon can decide, because it's beyond like beyond the full understanding of me.
So you
Yeah,
guys
she nods and agrees.
For now, anyway.
Yeah. She thinks that he only agreed to help because we asked him in open court and he couldn't stand
He
down.
knew that
from
we'd already hunted him down and maimed him, like we bought him the leg. Whereas if we say this is a new one and she's whole, and he's like, fuck, I lost like whatever, 80% of my households last time.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be like, you choose dark times that you choose to appear, Jarl. Always asking my head.
late is the hour.
My
So like you spend like a day or two thinking about this, and on Friday, as you're sitting in your hall and you're kind of discussing or whatever, the door like pushes open and this guy comes in. He's probably like 7 foot tall, and he's wearing this like tattered wolf skin, and a wolf like pelt around his waist. That's all he's wearing. These like black hands and black feet. And you can see like he kind of smiles as he comes in. He's got these fucking fangs and stuff. Definitely an Ulf. Ulfidnar. You've encountered some of these before in the wilderness. Very dangerous sort of wild men. And he just like strolls past Huskarls and stuff who kind of get a little bit nervous and like, you know, put hands on hilts and stuff. And he steps up towards you and he says, Jarl.
I'll just wave him down. Greetings, traveller. I am Valdemar Kvasius, and might I know your name?
Wolf.
Welcome to my hall, Wolf. Have you need of meat or food?
Have you meat?
I'll gesture for one of the servants to bring something forward.
Yeah, he brings like this bit of cooked meat. He's like, no, raw. And your servant looks a little bit confused and goes to get some raw meat. Brings in this uncooked like rabbit, and he just like just begins munching, like blood running down his face. Jarl, me and my pack have been approached by some sort of half-blooded thing, enormous. I didn't like the look of it. Aligned with the giants. The wolves are servants of Odin. And so I came here to pledge service.
I'll give like a long look over to Halgir. Just looking for her cue, for her insight on the matter. I feel like immediately this guy's lying to me. We've had these guys attack us all the time.
Yeah, can I roll insight on that?
Sure.
Alright. Oh Christ. She rolls a 5.
Even with
Yeah,
that, you do know
this is
that.
blank face.
Yeah, you do know that wolves are a symbol of Odin, but they're also a symbol of Fenrir.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Loki's children.
Odin has 2 wolves, Freki and Geki, who are like who he brings with him everywhere. But they're also a symbol of like Fenrir and Managarm and like the giants. So it's hard to know. But he says yes. approached by these giants. I didn't like their tone. We'd like to kill them.
Hmm.
And rumor has it, or so the pack tells me, that you are no friend to these giants.
No, they are my enemy. I've already killed or helped defeat a few of their number, but there are many and more whose throats still need to be ripped out.
Yes. I understand that you have been attacked by my pack several times. I won't apologize. We hunt whatever passes through our lands.
The stag bears no ill will against the wolf.
Nonetheless, it seems that you hate these giants as much as we do. We will cease our attacks upon men in your lands. All we require is meat and an oath.
Oaths are a serious thing, Wolf. What would these words be?
Just swear to me that you will destroy these giants. No matter what comes, they are enemies of Odin, enemies of the Allfather. We will swear the same.
I have already, in my own way, sworn to do this. I've given my life to fate, as intertwined with the skein of these Jotun. So I do not need to give that word, but I will, if you require it, just for you to stop your attacks upon us. There are ways we can work together as a greater pack. You don't need to chance your lives against my men for some of their meat, and they can share it as battle brethren. What are the sum of your people, and where are their numbers, that I may know where to give this meat?
We roam with the wolves all over, mostly in the north. I've spoken to Stribuorn. He was less than forthcoming. And so we come to you. We've heard you're a reasonable man.
I would not be responsible for your actions outside of my realm.
No. You will not be responsible for any of our actions. We will not serve you. We will help you. We serve only the Allfather.
What did Stribuorn say to you when you came to him with this proposal first?
He told me to get fucked. He told me I was a wild man, and that we have given up the bonds of fellowship that tie man to man, that we have become animals. There is some truth to that. Nonetheless,
There's a beast in every man.
Indeed.
I've spent the last weeks calling for aid, though I did not call for yours. I cannot turn it away. Unless the gods would speak against it, I'd gladly give an oath to the wolf men to this end.
So he takes what's left of this rabbit and he walks towards you and holds it out. Eat of this, and I will eat of it. We will share this feast, and we will seal the compact.
I'll just begin eating it the same way I did when I was a child. Ate a raw rabbit when I was lost in the woods for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sees you not bulk from it, and he's kind of impressed by that. Most men would probably throw up, and he takes a chunk out. You will not be harmed by my pack anymore. It should be easier for you to travel. And if you have need, if there's a battle, simply howl.
I'll ask the thrall boy to prepare a hempen rope and a halter and aurochs for this man to take back to his pact as our gift for the agreement.
Very good. Thank you, Jarl. Then he'll step out. And once he gets to the door, he'll sit on all fours and smell the air, and then move out of the town.
I hope that was wise, I'll say to Gunnar and Draugr.
What is the worst that can happen? Do not promise them aid. We only promise to join them in our defense against a common enemy.
How many days has it been since we sent word to the other Jarls?
It's been about 2 days now. So it was Wednesday when you sent it. It's Friday now. That's when this guy appeared.
That's right.
Yeah, and then another. Let's see. Another. Okay, in the night of Friday, Gunnulf, you have a dream. You dream of like ants swarming all over you and bringing you down to the ground, and binding you there with ropes. And you dream of like their bites and their stings all over you, and how they laugh and cheer as you're defeated. And you try to speak to them and like tell them what's coming, of like why you're here, but they just don't hear you. They keep biting you and stinging you, and they just tie you down, and then you wake up.
Gunnulf would swing his legs off the bed that he's lying on and process this for about 10 minutes, scratching himself as he can still feel the bites, and then he'll go and seek out Helgir and tell her of the dream.
Yeah, you wake up. Pretty much, he enters the room, Helgir, and you've had a similar dream. But you dream of a woman screaming in tears as her children are torn away from her. She's like trying desperately to hold on to them, but like they're being pulled away by these big, strong hands. And like heads are shaking solemnly as they pull the children away. And she's like screaming in hysterics, and her husband has to hold her back as the children are like taken away into the distance and thrown into the sea. And as you wake up from that, Gunnulf appears.
Yeah, she wakes with a start, and then turns to see your shadow in the doorway. What?
Fret not, it's only me. I come seeking counsel. Bad dreams, bad omens, maybe.
Yeah, she looks shaken, but she says, "Okay, sit. What seems to be bothering you?"
Gunnulf would explain the dream. These ants biting and scratching as he's tied down. This helplessness that he felt during it all. And basically just relay as much as he can remember.
Yes, I had a dream as well. Yours seems to have something to do with the recent events with the giant.
Draugr,
Tell me, how does it make you feel? That cuts away.
Draugr, you have a dream. You're a baby, absolutely terrified and alone, as you're like swung around and thrown into the deep oceans. And this stern man tells you never to return to the lands of men, but you're just a baby and you just miss your mother. And then all of a sudden you're standing bound with enchanted chains that you just are unable to break, even though you're the strongest creature that's ever existed. And your children just howl endlessly for you, just like desperate for you to come and like take care of them. But no amount of struggling will bring you to them or them to you. And you think of all the people who put you here, and you awaken with a mouth just filled with blood. You like wake up and you're and just blood splats all over you.
I roll to the ground as I expel the blood from my mouth. The dried blood staining my cheeks from the earlier events with the two prisoners are stained as the tears of anguish slide down my cheeks. as I try to push the emotions from this this vision away.
Valdemar, you stand in a frozen landscape, mountains everywhere you look, and you look down over this abyss, and just like so far down, you can see hundreds of eyes looking up at you, and you feel like this sort of creeping sense of horror. Some sort of great evil stirs far below, and you know it's your mission to tell everyone who will listen, but as you go around to the lands all around the world and you tell people of what you've seen, they just fall on deaf ears and they laugh as you tell them.
Is this a dream? Is it a dream or just recapping my life?
This is a dream.
Yeah, I'll be comfortable and familiar with that frustration as I wake and try and not let it get the better of me as it has in the past.
So you'll wake up in the middle of the night, I guess, having had these weird dreams, and a raven flies in through a
And
window.
the blood too?
Sorry?
Do we all have the blood mouth? Do we all have the blood mouth, or was it just Draugr?
Just Draugr.
Okay.
A raven flies in through the window of your long hole and like lands on a table and squawks, "Ah!" And it's got a message tied to its leg.
Ogre strides over and unties it.
It's short. It says, Bjornsbjorg attacked. They are legion. Tell the realm I tried, Stribuan.
Shit.
Whoa, read that again? I'm still shaking the dream from my head.
Bjornsborg attacked by Jotun. They are legion. Tell the realm I tried, Stribuan.
My heart literally just sank. I can hear like rising violin strings played above the fret, like right in the back of my mind.
Well, now.
Ring the bells, awaken the garrison, call the levy, bring the people together, bring the maps before us to inspect. We must do something. Send word and send this message on to the king as well.
Yeah. Am I able to handle a raven and send it on to the capital?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll do that after I tell one of the guards to go and raise the alarm.
Yeah, bells start ringing, gong, 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 and you see like people step out of the houses in the middle of the night, like what's going on? What? And people are kind of talking excitedly, like what? Initially, people are terrified, and like you see men like rush out in night clothes with like a sword and a shield, just like wondering where the attack is, and eventually they'll like see that Valdheim isn't actually under attack, and they'll kind of stand around in the courtyard.
We'll address them and get messages off to the other towns to tell them all to come here. And inform the people of what's happened, so that we are working on it.
There's cries of disbelief, like no, it cannot be. All these people just like horrified.
If we leave to help Bjorgsborn, which is forsaken, it would only take one Jotun to kill every person here in Valdheim without us here to aid. But I feel compelled. He's my ally. He's beset. We must answer his... well, it's not actually a call for aid, is it? Just imploring us to tell people he tried.
Yeah. It seems like he got overwhelmed.
We need to see for ourselves, or at least get testament of this, or witness to this. Is there any way we can do this from your magic means, Helgir?
It can be done. Uh, has my do I sense that my familiar has arrived yet?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so since the message has been delivered, they can probably send their own raven back. So she would uh, call another familiar. It isn't the same one. A hawk, and it just like alights at like a windowsill, and she whispers a quiet prayer to it, and you just see like its eyes kind of like narrow, and then it takes off towards Bjornsborg, and it'll like give her a little ping once it reaches the area, and she can get a look.
Yeah, it won't take it long. The hawk will fly quickly. So 10 minutes go by as it like through the northern part of the world. It's maybe an hour later as you all sit terrified, wondering what's happened, that it arrives and sees this aligned before Bjornsborg. Take take a quick break.
It's like, here, look at your doom.
Yeah.
Just think
Fuck
on
yeah.
that.
At least they're not Jotun.
I'll give you time to go and change your shorts.
That thing's a Jotun.
Where? Oh yeah, there's one, but I thought it was a
There.
legion of Jotun.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I thought it was like hundreds of Jotun. If it's men, that's okay.
Yeah.
But that key sword looks like it's gonna unlock my hit points for sure. Oh man, I didn't realize that was that big.
Oh yeah. I pictured the last one as like really fat and like really
Ponderous.
wide.
And maimed.
Yeah.
Far out. So that's all their
Yeah, that
fanatical
one looks a
human.
lot scary.
Where do these people come from?
Yeah, no, like aren't that many people up here?
The land is sparse and covered with snow and aught else, and 1,000 there to serve the Jotun. Where do they get these guys? And the same as all death cults. Where do they get all these people?
They sign up for the health.
Maybe they like kidnap some people and
Brainwash them with child soldiers.
like bred them or something, like and brainwash them.
It's
I mean,
Jotun.
Drago was talking about being like a slave, right?
Pardon?
Drago was talking about being like a slave, so maybe they're like kidnapping people and breeding, like,
Mhm.
freaking, what's the word? Breeding brainwashed soldiers that just don't know anything else.
Yeah, because they're
don't
Jotun
know.
and they're all, I guess, they got the time and patience to do that.
Yeah.
Bergholm, or I can't remember the name of it, but where Stribiorn is, that's a Jotun castle. So if this Jotun takes it, then they'll be defending that, like, unassailable pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that was a Jotun.
Yeah, so did I.
Stronghold.
Lloyd mentioned it before. Yep.
Yeah, Bjornsburg is or
That was
was
the
a
other
long
one.
time ago a Jotun castle, like built by the Jotun. Yeah, so you see this like army array. There's also two other Jotun with the army. Now this is this guy here that you can see. He's like in the center, and he has this weird sword shaped like a key. Very kind of strange. And he stands. The troops are much more rabble-y than that. They probably have about 2,000 troops, and it looks like about 1,500 of those are just like rabble, like barbarians from the north. Not nearly as disciplined as this. But then at the back they have like 50 Jotunaett, who are like the half giants, or like the soldiers of the foot soldiers of the Jotun, and then they have like a couple of couple of regiments of like missile troops, and then some like actually armored units. But most of it is rabble, and you can see they stand in front of the huge bridge that leads to Bjornsborg. And at the other side, arrayed as like all of Stribbjorn's men. He had, before he went with you guys, approximately 1,000 soldiers in the standing army. Now he lost a lot of his best soldiers in that, but you got to reckon there's still at least like 950 able-bodied soldiers within Bjornsburg, and it's a huge fortification with like massive walls and things of that nature.
Fuck.
So they haven't broken through the walls yet.
No, they're just standing there, kind of ominously, as like the wind howls and a single violin plays.
That's worse than if they had taken it.
Yeah.
Would Helga come and tell us this?
Oh yeah. She's like sitting Indian style in the corner of the room, and then you just hear, and like her eyes open again, and she says, "Well, they weren't lying. There are at least what did you say? 2 Jotun?
3 Jotun.
3 Jotun.
50
10
Jotun
Jotun.
net. 50 Jotun net.
You didn't say 10, Luke?
I said 50. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So she says there's 3 Jotun, 50 Jotun net. Like just lists off what she could see.
Mhm.
Says that the castle has not been taken yet. Seems they're waiting for something.
If Bergholm falls, we'll be next. We're the closest to them. And we're nothing compared to what Stribbjorn's power is there. Our hope is to go and aid him and try and break their forces there, lest they grow more powerful. They've got a rabble already, but imagine how many more will flock to them if they are victorious here. I would tell you guys privately I'm considering just getting everyone out of Veldon, just like relinquishing all of my followers back to Jarl Ayla down in the south, because I think it's not going to go well. And then I'd be considering the second side of that, just any man who can fight, any man, woman, and child who can fight to come with us to Bergholm. But what say you guys?
What of an entrance by sea to reinforce the castle?
Stribbjorn's hold doesn't have access to the sea.
Yeah, it's landlocked. Let me show you.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh.
So it's
I thought
like
it was on the coast.
this here, like in the mountains here. I guess you could come by this side, like through the lake, but like they're on this side here.
Okay.
You'd have to go over the mountain. I mean, there is an entrance on that side.
We don't have ships anyway. I don't have a single ship. So it'd have to be by foot, by horse if we could.
How can we help them against a force that unrelenting, that huge?
We could try. We could just charge in the back, Rohirrim style, into their weaklings, try and break their weaklings, and then fight against their better forces in the hope that Stribbjorn will come to aid us. I reckon if we take his son with us, he will.
There's also the Wolfmen.
Yep, we could call them to aid us.
Mm-hmm.
They could have all the meat they want from that battlefield. They hate the Jotun. There's 3 there for them to kill. Maybe while the wolf pack distracts the Jotun, we can strike at their rabble, and then all forces combine to try and take down the Jotun as we have done in the past. I'm just kind of spitballing.
This may be possible, but we'll need help.
Even if anyone else neighbouring us agrees, they won't come in time.
It would seem that we would ride to our deaths.
We're all riding
to
to our
stand
death.
you and do nothing.
Yeah, I agree, Drago. Yeah, I would not wait for this enemy to come to my hall and wreck it and kill our people. These are agents of the end times. We're prophesized to meet them. We may be prophesized to die, but we are prophesized to fight.
Perhaps we should put it to the people and give them a choice to move south until the outcome of this is decided, and those that are able and willing to fight to travel with us.
Yep. Yeah, I would only want the willing to come. The unwilling or the cowardly would only lessen our chances or hold us back. We'll give them the choice, as you say, Draugr. Though we won't be riding north to Stribbjorn's hold with as many men, I fear. I could be a bastard and say they just have to. I'm really thinking about doing that. As in, they have to come fight with us.
Just wanted to serve you.
Then I'm just letting a bunch of women, children, and old people go south to Jarl Ayla's land, though. Like, unprotected.
Jarl.
At least the cows can protect them. Yes?
If I may comment, why are they waiting? Why not take the castle now?
Perhaps more forces come to aid them, which would make it go even more ill for us. I've seen
Perhaps
one
they want to draw others in and face them on the open field, using Bjornsborg as bait.
roll insight.
Give that man an inspiration.
Done.
Boop. I already have inspiration, so. Let's just use my dice because my computer is being slow as shit. Yeah, 10.
Yeah, unsure. They're definitely waiting for something. What they're waiting for is very unclear. Like they're arrayed and they're just like standing there. A lot of the barbarian types are kind of like looking nervously and stuff. And even Jarl Stribbjorn, who like has siege engines and stuff up on his walls, hasn't like fired. Obviously, not trying to get them to come forward. There's just like this uneasy sort of silence as like banners flap in the wind, but it's unclear as to what they're waiting for. You definitely think this key sword has something to do with it. It's very unusual design for a sword.
Can I roll
Maybe
history?
unlock something with him first. Yeah, I'll aid you.
Would I've heard
I want to
something
do the same.
like that? Or Arcana? Something like
Okay.
that? See if I know anything about the sword. Good thing I had inspiration. Or, advantage. I'm rolling terribly. Yeah, I didn't get anything. Got 10.
15. Let's see. It's very no. I don't think you'd get anything. It's like more ancient than you would. Maybe actually you would know because you had been around back then. Yeah, go on. You guys are fucked anyway, or you're feeling fucked. So I better give you something. So there's ancient stories about that Yggdrasil, the world tree, has a root in every world, and that to get to Gnungagap, which is the void inside the tree where you could move effortlessly between worlds, you must have a key to open some sort of gate, and you think that this sword might be one of those keys.
Oh shit. You
Yeah, I know.
don't think that there's a portal in Bjornsborg, do you?
It would make sense why the Jotun had a stronghold there.
Well, there's no point in charging in and getting ourselves killed. The numbers we have, we wouldn't stand a chance. We can't fight them with force. How can we face them? How else can we overcome this challenge?
I told you to prepare for misery. Oh, God.
I don't fucking know, man. It's just like, well, shit.
What did you discover?
Did you catch that about the key?
Sorry, guys, I just had to
Yeah.
step away. No, I saw that Dan rolled for history, and then I had to go.
So Draugr had, since he'd been alive in a previous time, he would know that there's a route in every world, or several routes in every world of Yggdrasil, and that if you were to open these routes, you would get to Gnungagap, which is the void inside the tree, where you could kind of move between worlds at will, like effortlessly, really quickly. And so it's assumed that this key potentially would open one of those gates.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we think that Bjornsborg.
So we don't have to defeat their army, we just have to get that key away or kill those Jotuns from using the key.
Yeah. That key's
I guess it doesn't
gigantic.
make it any easier. Yeah. But if we
It's like
don't
moving
do,
a building,
if we do nothing, they will just be able to go anywhere and strike anywhere at will.
yeah. Should put the South in danger.
I really want to say fuck the
May
South.
light a fire under their asses.
That's
Yeah.
true, actually.
I will not stay and wait for them to come seal our doom. I will go meet the enemy, perhaps
Yeah.
again for the final time. But we can do nothing here, perhaps. We can do something there.
If we go there and fail, what becomes of the people we've left behind? Are we still just going to give them the choice to go south or follow us? Or should we leave Valdheim as is with like some hierarchy in place? Are we expecting victory?
Helgir would advise against trying to go there and attack. She would advise that we try to gather allies.
But Draugr wants to go attack
It's a
now.
siege. They're waiting for something.
Well, not necessarily attack, but we need to go there. We can do nothing from here. And we could wait here for eternity for allies that may or may not come.
There is the Jotunaett who's prowling our lands. If we go, we leave our lands open to her. That's why I wanted, that's why I want to empty the place, I guess. Like, if we go, we leave this place undefended for her. Unless she's with these Jotun. Was any of the three a woman that the eagle saw?
Yes.
Yeah. Do I reckon
Right.
it? Was that the big one with the key?
No, the one with the key looks exactly like this. You can't see a face or anything, and dressed totally differently to the rest of them. The rest of them just look like big people, like big Vikings, basically. You know, mostly like beards or like plaits and stuff in their hair. Well, this guy has this weird sort of arcane sort of look to him, very different. One of them is a frost giant woman, and another is a fire giant man.
So did she see a fire giant woman?
No, frost giant woman and a fire giant man.
So the fire giant woman is
And
unaccounted.
it doesn't match the yeah.
He didn't
No, I
specify
did
if it was a
not
fire
see
or a frost
giant
giant.
bitch.
The guy who had spoken to you just said it was a giantess. Didn't specify.
Okay.
Guess we could ask him.
True.
Can you write?
Yeah.
He'll just be like, I fire.
Yeah, ask him.
Yeah. Yeah. Helger would hurry to the holding cell and just kind of like poke her head in. Not poke it in, but like go in and she'll just go over and say, "This giant to hail from fire or ice."
Now, just remind me, is this the guy whose tongue you cut out is still alive, or the other guy who's still alive? Which one did you kill?
His tongue's cut off.
Yep.
Okay,
The one who didn't get his tongue cut off.
right. He just looks at you and like raises an eyebrow and like blows you a kiss. He's unable to speak.
I use control flame to heat up the floor beneath him.
He'll try to get up, and he just looks at you like ah.
Fire or ice.
Ah!
Ice. Thank you. And she leaves. Should I like roll insight to see if he actually said ice?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. 18.
He didn't say fire anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, you think
Good
he
enough
said
for
ice.
me.
Like if he had said fire, he would have like started
Okay.
with a, you know.
Okay. So she returns and says it was a nice giant. So it seems that she is accounted for. I'd suggest we build a coalition. We have ample proof of the danger at hand.
And implore those other lords, Donnerwolf and Amaldi and Vidar, to come.
I am the king. Gun. We have proof. We have reason to believe that if the castle is taken, it will be able to strike at will, wherever it may be, in the south, in the north, in the seas.
Then let's see this done.
Yes, Jarl, she says, and goes to sends birds to the more compliant people that she could think of, but she would suggest that we go to the less compliant people personally with some proof. Well, how long of a trip would that be
Like
to the
south
king?
to the king is not that far.
Yeah.
Probably take you from like a week to the king, maybe.
Hmm.
To the king's city, and then yeah, it's about the same distance to Bjornsburg it is to the king's place.
Okay. Well, we send a head to the king. Uh, the head seems like it would be pretty damn convincing, but we could also include the information about the world tree, I guess, and, like the significance of the key that the giant wields.
Mm-hmm. So as you're kind of debating for hours,
Um,
trying to think of what to do, another raven arrives. This one totally white, and lands and has a message attached to its leg.
You want to open that?
unfurl it and
Um,
place it on the table.
it says, "The Hound rides south."
Say again.
The Hound rides south. That's Vidar.
A message from the north.
Fuck yeah.
Excellent.
Odin be praised. Who will lend great strength to us against the foe to come. Perhaps we should send a new message to Donnerulf and Amaldi, prompting them further, citing that we already have those flocking to our banners.
Yeah. I'll send out like basically update messages explaining the information that we gathered as well as the allies that we've already got.
Yeah. The next morning, a large caravan of people arrives. At the front of which is like this quite a gnarly looking warrior. He's got this really fancy cloak on. You don't even know what animal it is. It's like got stripes on it, very unusual. And he rides up to the gate and he says, "We are here under command of Jarl Donnerulf. We seek to speak with the Jarl."
Enter friends.
Yeah, he gets off his horse and he'll walk into the hall. There's probably like 200 or 300, no, more like 300 people with him, like warriors. And he says, "My Jarl was most pleased to hear you change your tune on the timber. Long has he wished to harvest your woods. And so, in appreciation, he has sent me and my finest here to serve you in whatever northern dispute you have going on." And he's clearly like not happy to be here.
I'll thank him for coming, and then he does his Jarl honor by the presentation of him and his troop. He's welcome to the hall, to food and mead. And after thanking him, I'll tell him of the great threat to come that we are to face.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just speak in plain.
He's got this look on him that is just like these northern jarls and their nonsense about giants all the time. Like he's used to having Stribbjorn say, "There's giants," and then they send troops and money, and then there's nothing happens. You know, it's like that's happened countless times. So he's like, and he's like eating and drinking. He's, yeah,
I only require one oath
Once you're done,
from you as you feast here after he's finished guffawying.
Mm-hmm.
That when the Jotun appear, you do not run. I'll say that louder to him and his men. Swear it upon your forebears, upon the gods, upon your Jarl.
When the Jotun appear, I will not run. None of my men will. Right, men! And they'll go, "Rah."
Swear it. Swear the oath.
I swear. I swear upon
Okay.
Thor and upon Odin. I swear.
Yeah, what were you going to say, Dan?
she nods, and once the Jarl is done speaking, Helgir would lean in close and say, "When you're done stuffing your face, there's something I must show you." And then step back and just like patiently wait.
I'll excuse myself after an appropriate time. Follow her off.
So whenever he finishes eating, she would just like lead him over to the basically like the giant's leg bone and like the myriad of other stuff that we brought back, and just like say, "The Jarl is not some crazed fool. He acts upon evidence, and the killing of a giant, well, Calls for great action, don't you think? Don't you agree? She'd say. And before he can say anything, she would walk off and just leave him to marvel at.
Right. Yeah, he's like chewing on a bit of meat as he follows, and he just like stops chewing, slack jawed, looking at the bone of the giant.
Mm.
Uh huh. And you can see him like
Just
thinking,
wanted to
why,
let him do the oath there first.
why did I swear?
Yep, nice. Well played, Dan. You
Yeah,
should be allowed
nice.
to stack that inspiration.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you've got Huskar Hawk on 9 fingers and 300 warriors who have arrived thus far.
What's his name? Hoskel?
Cool.
Huskarl Hawk on 9 fingers.
Hack on 9 fingers.
Yeah, and Vidar had said he's riding south. I mean, vague and short and to the point, which is his hallmark.
Nice. Our forces grow.
How else can we
We
prepare Jarl? Do you
need to
think we
equip our
can?
men. Not only fight their forces, like their human forces, but also their greater forces as well. This time there is not enough that we can just deal with it. It's like the Jotun ourselves. Our men will have to fight them.
Do you
Maybe
think
like
these
long
bones would
spears,
serve?
range,
Yeah, you would think ranged missile weapons.
javelin, longbow.
Guerrilla tactics, hit and run.
Yup. In different directions,
Yeah,
not one
Yeah.
like rectangular force.
yeah. You think if you stop in formation that they'll just come over and swing Sauron style, and it'll just be, you know.
Yeah, so that's one way we can prepare their formations, their orders, their tactics, change up how they're used to fighting. Because I'm sure they'd be in like ideas of just like shield wall skirmishes milling about the back, pretty much, or cavalry at the side. That'd be the long and short of it.
Hmm.
So yeah, we'll try and alter their tactics for what's to come, the different type of battle to come.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So, can you give me?
When I'm in time to make a decision, I'll definitely devote myself to doing that, just so I'm busy with action rather than
Yeah.
fraught with frustration.
So let's do a skill challenge for you guys to train the guys in like skirmish or guerrilla tactics and how to fight huge creatures. Since they're used to fighting just men in a shield wall, each of you can like pick a skill and apply it. It's gonna be easy enough. 4 before 2.
I'll try deception, like using deception to trick the forces to lure them into the guerrilla tactics
Nice.
for 20.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're teaching them to hit and run rather than like it's kind of abhorrent to them the idea of like not just standing and facing your foe. It's like what they're so used to. But when you impress upon them the size of these creatures and how strong they are, they kind of think maybe it is for the best. Look at this dog. Yeah. Okay. So somebody else.
Oh, hello. Oh. Can I please?
I had 15. I was using insight to try to teach them to see the intent of the enemy and to react before they act.
Nice. Yep, that works. Yeah. So trying to teach them to anticipate like the movements and stuff of the troops and whatnot. Absolutely. Success.
So I'm going to try stealth to actually show them the best ways to move through undergrowth or behind rocky crags.
Yeah.
And keep quiet in numbers. Oh, nice. 24.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A master of combat, Gunnulf is able to show them absolutely how to avoid being seen. All right, Helgeir.
Are we like getting ready for a battle or? Sorry,
Yeah,
I
you're
was.
yeah, no worries. You're teaching the troops basically
Okay.
how to like change their tactics to fight Jotun rather than fighting people. So like if you wanted to, you could use like Arcana, for example, to like.
All right. Shit. Did I drop?
Yeah, you lagged out for a sec.
I can hear you, Dan.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use persuasion.
Uh-huh.
My dice stream is being all fucked up, so I'm just
No
gonna use
worries.
regular dice after this one. Come on. Come on. God damn it.
Nope. Okay. All right, we'll get back to that. I'll only assume it's a success. He only needs 15. I'm sure he's got that down. So you guys can definitely show them how to fight over the next few days. No message comes from Jarl Amlothi to your east. You do get a response from the king summoning you to speak in person about this, and that his advisors will require further evidence before they can take any action, which is the bureaucratic response you would expect from the king. That's what you get. Did you send a message to Lord Gunn?
I don't think so.
No, to the king, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's
I'll
what.
send a message back saying that we're sending a giant's head in a wagon. We'll give him its location.
Okay.
Or the road it will take, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And cite that we have a battle to fight. Oh, shit. So ignoring a summons of the king, what's the repercussion for that?
It's not as big as it would be in like a high medieval society. It's more like if you want help, you'll have to come here and deal with it. You know, it's not like you've been because the king is really a figurehead. It's like he's voted to be king, and it's really like it's more of a religious position than like a one of authority. Like definitely,
Okay.
Lord Gunn has more actual power and swing than the king does. Even Jarl Stribbjorn has more power and swing than the king.
Okay. In that case, maybe we could send a message to the wagon to divert its course to Lord Gunn and send a message to him, imploring him for aid and telling him what's transpired and that we have proof on the way. I'll reply back to the king that he must have my word on it. We go to fight the Jotun.
Okay,
And I got a 25 on the persuasion
nice. Okay,
for
sweet.
the skill encounter.
Okay, Grant. Yeah, so you're able to teach the troops how to fight, or how you think you should fight Jotun, having very little actual experience in it. But yeah,
It was basically just to like get them to be open to going away from the way that they were taught to fight.
yeah, perfect. Yeah. So what's the plan now? Are you going to wait for more responses, or are you going to go?
I think we wait till the hound comes.
What we
and then
got?
we'll
We
go.
got 2.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a response from the king. The Jarl Vidar has said he's riding south, and Jarl Donner also sent like 300 men.
And how many men have we got now with this?
I would say that
300, was it?
you have 300 from that guy, yeah, and in Waldheim you would have like 50 like excellent warriors. You have a small amount of excellent warriors rather than a large amount of meh warriors, you know.
Hmm.
Like if we were playing in Nick's other Viking game, they'd all be like eagle feeders, the men that you have, you know. They're all like trained, experienced, well equipped and stuff.
It might be worth heading north and meeting them on the way, rather than waiting for them to come to us.
Well, they know where we are. We may miss them. If we try to ride out and meet them without some planned place to meet.
So from Raseri, where Vidar lives, down to you, there's only really one way, and it would be like skirting the mountains. Let me show you the map again. So, like, if you can see, like, this is Raseri where Vidar is. He probably would just like ride straight down here and follow the mountains into your lands. And you would have to go this way anyway to get to Bjornsborg. So it's likely you'll meet them, but it's not certain, you know?
Okay.
We could ride north of the main force, maybe keep 10 men to skirt the trail for them, in case.
All right. So what is it? What seems like the situation with the High King?
He had said that you need,
Like, do we hear them back?
yeah, you need to come meet him, and that his advisors will need to like hear more evidence and hear you like speak in court about it, basically. So some sort of bureaucratic nonsense.
Send him a giant head, and that's how he responds.
It hasn't gotten there yet. This was like from a raven, you know.
Fucking bullshit.
We don't have time to wait for him dragging his feet if this key can do what we suspect it might be able to do.
So what's the plan, dudes?
You guys hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, I hear you.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as Gunnell says, we'll go. We'll ride up and meet the Hound halfway. We don't have time to wait. If they get through and breach, we're fucked. So we'll just take what we've got with us, Donneral's men, meet Vidar with the wolf people, and we'll go off to our fate.
Okay. So what did you want to do with your men? Did you want to say that every man capable has to come, or did you want to give them the choice?
It's good to be
I
Lord.
think we'll give him the choice.
What if we lose by like 5 men?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What if that was the difference?
Like in Helm's Deep, if that, you know. I would just say every person honourable or brave enough to fight is welcome to come, but I say in like a public way with everyone else assembled. So there's like, it's a tougher decision to make or to get out of, but I wouldn't implicitly say it. I'm not going to like press gang the unwilling because they'll just make it more difficult.
Yeah, one of the voices from the crowd shouts up, "Yeah, Voldemort, you've always been kind to us, but this seems like a death sentence."
Yes, it'll break my oath to you to ask you to do this. It is most like certain death for us all. The coming of the end times. Each man and woman's fate is their own to choose.
Another guy shouts from the other side, "Yeah, but what if we run? How long do we have until they come further south?" And then there's like this argument breaks out amongst all the people, and like people are shouting at each other, and he's like, "You're a fucking coward!" It's like, "What if we run away? What then?" And then it's fucking like people are just like very tense.
I'll just do the classic silence.
Yeah.
State your anger for the Jotun. We're all brothers in arms now. There's no fighting each other for our shield wall to hold strong. Go south if you wish to live a few weeks longer. Come north with me if you would seek glory or to protect these lands and your kin. But do not fight one another. It is folly.
Okay. So most of them are swayed, but one of your Huskarls, Ekil, he and like 30 people including 5 other Huskarls, decide to leave and go south, while the rest will head with you.
To save shame to them and try and keep them bound to me a little bit, I'll honour them by saying, good, you've chosen to protect the baggage train and those too weak to fight. See them safely to the south and tell them tales of what is transpiring up here in the hope that it may bring their aid in the final rounds of combat to come.
Yes, Jarl.
But I want those arm ring back, boys.
Brutal.
And I'll say that in front of all the other warriors too.
Yeah, there's Ekil kind of looks around. He looks at the guys who are coming with him. For fuck's sake. And he's just like him and hawing or whatever. And then eventually he like slides his arm ring off and hands it back to you.
I'll take it in front of everyone and go over and give it to like a greybeard or a green boy who has not proven themselves yet, and give it to them for bravely choosing to come and fight against the foe to come.
Yeah, like they're definitely humiliated, these guys, but they've made their choice, and it would be almost more humiliating now to take that choice back. And so one by one, they'll hand their arm rings back and take whatever weak-willed cowards they have with them. Obviously, all the kids and the women and stuff, or most of the women, and they'll head south.
Ugh, the ending of Valderheim.
Okay, and then you ride. You've got the 300 plus Hakon Nine Fingers with you, and all of your men as you ride north. And it's obviously nothing hassles you along the way. Do you want to let out a howl to try and get the Wolfmen to come with you?
Yeah, for sure. We were trying to send out feelers for them for the battle to come. Join us with the Hound.
Yeah, one of your larger Huskarls lets out this enormous howl, like he imitates a wolf as best he can, but there's no response. But then another day or two later, as you ride, there's a chorus of howls and stuff, and then from all around, probably 60 or so wolfmen and about 200 wolves begin riding next to the caravan, and the people are, like, obviously all the people with you are very, very nervous. It's this enormous pack of wolves like stretching way back, like rides next to you, but the wolves don't attack or anything like that. Very weird situation for everyone to be in, as the wolves just like quietly pad next to you. Yeah, and then another day goes by before you can see in the distance like this what would you say, like smoke and stuff, dust, or like kicked up snow and stuff way ahead, and then you see riding towards you like a small force, at their forefront a Jotunaett, huge, blue-skinned, with this enormous glowing hammer slung over his back. He's riding some sort of enormous wolf, and he has this cavalry of maybe 30 others who are riding thunder wolves, which you have encountered before. This is Jarl Vidar. And he just looks in your direction. He says, "Well, I've come."
Greetings, Jarl Vidar. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Jarl Valdemar. I'll introduce my companions and the forces assembled here. Thank him for coming to the call for aid.
He says, "In my experience, the Jotun have always been mostly polite. It's been the Elfer that I've had to deal with. And yet, I've seen their forces marching southwards. I didn't want to go alone with only my small force. But when I heard that you were marshalling, I couldn't refuse the offer of glorious combat."
Glory be. Then we shall march across west to Bjorkholm to smite at them. Clasp in arms this giant dude. So, like, how many forces did he bring with him, Vidar?
He brought 30 Thunderwolf cavalry
Awesome.
and 100 Huskarls.
Nice. So we've got a decent sized force.
Yeah.
Decent blood now.
Yeah, so this enormous kind of force or whatever, and you ride, and it's then like you think it'll be another like couple of hours before you get to Bjorg's, Bjorksborn. What the hell's it called? Oh, you forget the name as well. Bjornsborg. It's very difficult to say. Um, yeah, and yeah, you can crest a hill and you can see then arrayed down below the forces, like right in front of the bridge, and you can see the three Jotuns standing there, pretty much unmoving. Um, uh, no actual combat begun yet. You can see on the other side of the bridge, like the men arrayed on the walls and stuff. You can see siege engines like ready and waiting to fire, but nothing has happened yet.
I just wanted to double check that cavalry. That's the unit of other half Jotun, right?
Yes.
That ride the Thunderworks? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry. The Thunderwolf cavalry are all Jotunaett, like Udar.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
Ooh.
That is awesome.
Yeah, he's gathered like some of his kin to him, and they have created this bizarre force of Jotunaett riding Thunderwolves.
Nice. Yeah, that
Yeah,
changes
and I've,
things.
and I've just bought up
People.
3.
Yeah.
Yes, it will surely add to our forces, Yalvida. Me and these 3.
Oh yeah, you've brought your 50 Huskarls and then like another 50 I guess warriors ish.
So sorry, I missed that. So we've left and met them by this point.
Yes, yeah, you've met Jarl Vidar, who has brought Thunderwolf cavalry, half or Jotunaett riding Thunderwolves, 100 Huskarls, and then you have your own warriors and stuff as well with you. I would say that you four now are riding ahead, kind of scouting, and you crest a hill, and you can see it all right before you.
I was going to ask before we actually left, would it be possible to go and grab a different weapon before any kind of armory that's available?
Weapons and stuff, yeah, sure. What are you looking for? I mean, you have it.
Yeah, I was using an axe and a shield last time.
Mhm.
I was going to go for the great axe.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you very much.
Oh, checks. Don't we have a great axe from last session?
It's a magical one.
I wasn't sure if
Oh yeah.
what game that was. I got confused, so I didn't want to assume.
Yeah,
I've got it written on my character sheet, so I'll just give it to you.
Because I know we
Is that
picked up
right,
the
Luke?
great
That was
axe
the
last
last
time.
session, wasn't it?
here we go. Yeah, it's on the previous event.
That's right.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is.
take that.
Right. Cool.
You also had found a Jotun blade that could be melted down. I don't know if you had done that, but I mean, I don't. I think you have the smith and everything, so I think it makes sense for you to have done that.
I'll keep my cursed blade and my gift spear.
Hmm. Can I make arrowheads out of it?
Yeah. So I should put all this in here.
If there was enough, I'd want to have a war axe forged out of it.
Definitely. Yeah. So I would imagine like, you spent a lot of time in Valderheim anyway, getting prepared. You could have had what's his name? Anjelsen?
Agnerson.
Agnerson?
Agnar Brynjolfsson.
Yeah. Could have had him forging for you, no problem. And he could have made you like weapons from the Jotun steel. And basically, you can basically pick a weapon from the PHB and turn it into a +1 weapon.
Okay.
Rad.
I would also use a long leather piece to adorn the weapon with some of the Jotun teeth.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. You could make some sort of nasty flail with Jotun teeth. Okay, if you're going to be right back, let's take a quick break and then we can get into the nitty gritty.
Sure thing.
So the giantess is an ice giantess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to use flame tongue on her. A skeg. And that gives you some resistance.
The flame.
Vulnerability to fire. Resistance to cold. Cool. That'll be handy too against her.
Oh, is that the
At
stone
least we'll
sword?
block them. Sorry?
Is that the stone sword you were talking about? The vulnerability?
No.
And
Logie. Oh, yeah. Skeg. Oh, yeah, sorry, no, Storm, it is too. That's the wielder has vulnerability to fire, resistance to cold. Oh, no one's wielding that, are they? Yeah.
The
Logie.
flame tongue? No.
There's a longsword that gives resistance to cold in a loot, which may be handy. I don't know.
All right, I've got the Wardruna on extremely loud.
Oh shit! I forgot about Wardruna. Putting on now.
It's just the ultimate in battle music technology. Yeah, so you guys want to take a minute and decide like what stuff you want to bring and whatever, and equip yourselves. That obviously could have happened in Valderheim, so it's no problem.
Can I get basically a bow made out of giant bone?
Yeah, enforce with it like a recurve bow or something, like a horn bow. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's basically like a +1, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Alright. So that'll be like +1 on my Eldritch Blast.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And actually, I probably would have, because we talked about that, using the spoils of war to use some of that armor to make a set of armor for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because didn't we find like 5 pieces of ancient mail or something like that?
Yeah, there was 5 suits of mail which you could turn in. Well, I mean, it already is armor, but you could like just spruce it up a bit, I guess.
Maybe use some of the steel from that giant blade, the metal left over, to add some spikes and whatnot to it.
Okay, so it stands before you, this huge horde, giants, like terrifyingly unmoving, just like standing there ominously.
And there's a bridge opposite it, like between us. Is that right?
No, so there's a bridge between them and the castle.
Tribune told.
Yeah,
Okay, right.
but you're like on the land where they are, kind of. But you're like up. Let's see if I can draw a map or something. Okay, super basic, but let's see, might help. Where's Photoshop? So can you see this? So like this is the castle over here, and this little hill is where you guys are, and then there's like I don't know 500 or 600 feet between you and like the bad guys. Actually, I drew one earlier. Why am I not using that? All right, so here a little bit better. So you guys are like way down here, and then on the bridge there's all so the red dots are the Jotun. There's actually only 3. Why are there 4? And then there's like obviously rabble, so Jotunaett in front of them. Then they have their actual warriors, their missile troops, and then more rabble on the bridge. And then here is like over here, your Austrian and his men.
On the walls.
Yeah.
What do you think about firing into their ranks, draw a few away, and lay a counter ambush over the crest of the hill?
Cool. Yeah, use our light, quick forces. If we've got any horsemen left, get them to that end as well.
Yeah, you have the Thunderwolf cavalry.
Hide like the. Yeah. We should
I say we
probably
hold the
hide
front
like
of the
the majority of our force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just reveal our swift light forces.
Just try to like. Yep. Maybe build like some staked trenches like just over the crest of the hill, so they like charge after us and then. Whoop,
Yeah, we
in.
could like set detachments of 50 or 100 men to that end, just like swift purpose, getting that stuff done while we're maneuvering over like decent amount of time.
Yeah, so you want to go like way around, like flank way behind them almost. Is that the plan? And then when your main
Just
force
on one
is
side to draw them off.
yeah,
One side of their force, we draw them away with range fire into our prepared ambush. Then when they reel from that, we'll counterattack them with the hidden Thunderwolf cavalry.
nice. Okay, sounds good to me. Okay, so let's. I think with mass battles we'll do skill challenges until we actually get into the you guys specifically fighting people. It's just easier, I think, than like rolling 500 initiatives or whatever. So let's do a skill challenge for you guys to draw them towards the traps that you've built. So say it's mundane for your troops who are like obviously warriors or whatever to build entrenched sort of positions, like putting in wooden spike traps and stuff like that, and stakes and stuff to repel charges. So this will be for you guys to like go and lure them back towards.
I'll use deception as I instructed my men earlier. If Bones wants to play nicely. Fuck it. Just use the old skill. That'll be 18.
Okay, yep. So you like start thundering in the hill, and a bunch of the forces are like, what the fuck? Okay. For Theolingus.
I'd just be like taking in the mass forces. Lucky that I'm wearing a helmet so no one can see that I'm just like, oh, this is
definitely
dead.
the biggest battle any of you have ever seen. Usually battles like in this world are very small sort of skirmishes, like no more than 1,000 men ever. That's like that'll be a huge battle.
I'll use stealth to hide the majority of our men.
Nice. Yep.
While we do this maneuver. Okay, yeah. That's a 23.
Nice, yeah. So you like keep the attention well on yourselves and away from the troops' position on top of the cliff. You see one of the Jotun like turn, and he just like points. He shouts something in Jotun, and you see some of the formations start to move in your direction. Okay, who's next?
I got 18 on my insight. Again, as I trained with the troops before, to anticipate the reaction of the enemy and use it to their advantage to draw them into the traps that we had set.
Perfect, yeah. So the men up on the hill who have prepared the traps or whatever, they get ready and they brace themselves. Nice. And then Gunnulf?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I picked. You all know what's coming.
I don't know how it happens, Jack. Like every single dice roll. Why do you even play these games? So what were you going to try and use?
I was going to try and use perception to kind of look at basically to make sure they're following the plan, that they're not trying to go off to one side or anything, to make sure that everything's going right, which clearly is in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, you're thundering past and you kind of miss a few sneaky formations that you've ridden past already, but it's not the end of the world. Valdemar? We just need one more success and you'll have succeeded.
Persuasion's probably not the best skill for this, but I don't know what else represents it, but I want to do the classic like rallying cry.
Yeah.
Like lead the charge
I've
in.
got advantage on persuasion.
Yeah, I think persuasion makes sense.
Yeah.
I might leave it then for the clericates. It might mean more to them coming from someone of the gods. So in that case, I want to use athletics to put myself in the floor at greatest risk, like not asking anyone to do above what I would sacrifice. Put myself in harm's way, so I'll not wantonly put myself in harm's way, but be first to the charge in the van of the fray.
Nice.
For a athletics or con save, which would you think?
Athletics, I think.
21.
Nice. Yeah, so you're thundering at the front, this formation, just like brum, 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 horsemen charging through the snow. As I said, the Jotun points and the troops begin to run in your direction. So I just need one more success.
All right, I'll go for that persuasion check. So it'll basically be like, who will strike this first blow? And then like everybody raises a yell like, me, basically.
Yeah.
Or like a yell, like a great yell. 22.
Nice. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so success. So yeah, you shout, who will strike the first blow? And just like, boom, boom, boom. These dudes begin chasing you. You like expertly turn your horses, wheel them around, and run back up the cliff. You're aware of where the traps are, and they're not. And so they sprint after you, and then all of a sudden your men from hiding just like spring out. They've sent a load of their shit, sort of rabbly guys in your direction, and they just begin to be decimated by your highly trained men. The Thunderwolf cavalry come out of the flank and just like run them the fuck over. A big chunk taken apart. You see siege engines begin to fire from the walls. Massive flaming stones and like all that sort of stuff just like crashing down on the enemy. And then the Jotun in the middle just like points ominously forward, and the troops just like rush towards the castle, including the two Jotun who are with him. He continues to stand unmoving. So let's roll initiative.
Perhaps for the last time.
Oh, it's a 20 for the giant.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, I don't even want to think about how much damage you would do on a crit.
Okay. Good Gunnulf's getting a good roll. My goodness.
My last one of the night.
It's a lot of people to put into this initiative. Give me a sec here. Okay. Okay, and one more, another 8. Bam! Right. Okay, so it all just kicks off all of a sudden. The holder of the keys, Farbauti, he points in the direction of the castle, and like this like ball of flame like shoots from his hand and just like collapses into the castle. It's like wreathed in flame for a moment, and then it's your turn, Gunnuf.
How close is the nearest enemy?
So the enemies have like most of them who charge up to you are dead. They've been run over.
Yeah.
So you're probably like 100 feet from like the main enemy force.
Okay, that changes what I was going to do then.
Well, it depends actually, really, actually, on how much you wanted to go back. Because in my mind, that you like rode down to bring them, like to draw them out towards you, and then you rode back to where you guys were initially, you know, to draw them into the trap. So that's why I think you're there.
No, that's probably what he would have done. But he's gonna, if he's on a horse, he's gonna slide off it, and he's not actually going to do anything this turn. But you see him reach into the pouch at his side. He's already chewing on something as it is, but he puts something else into his mouth, and he starts just chewing in this awful tasting fly agaric mushroom as he waits to see. So
Nice.
if it's okay, I'm going to delay.
Okay. Krummer, the foe hammer, steps across the bridge and just gets to the castle wall, takes his huge hammer and takes a big fucking swing at the wall. You can feel the ground shake as he hits it, and takes a chunk out of it. Your troops, Valdemar, what are you going to do?
They'll hold their turn to my action.
Okay. Headgear. You get it on?
Yep. Sorry. My computer's being all slow. Who's coming at us right now?
Nobody's coming at you at the moment. They're all going towards the castle.
Okay. Let's see. And they're shooting like siege engines out of the castle at this force right now.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. It's like they just needed a catalyst or something to start it off, and the troops are like attacking.
I am going to. I'm gonna use hypnotic pattern. Oh shit, they're too far away. I was gonna try to get it on the two giants, but they're too far away.
Nope. You could ride up and ready in action for when they come into range.
He dropped. We'll come back to him. Okay, Oddleaf is going to follow Krummer the Foehammer, and she's going to go up to the wall as well and just begin wailing on it. I should have actually rolled for him to hit, so I'm going to do that now. Did I roll? Okay, 4. I mean, it's a wall. I'm gonna say it has an AC of like 20, so he'll actually miss. So he'll do like a grazing shot on the top of the wall, and now Oddleaf. Yeah, she hits it a solid hit, and now you feel the rumbling in the ground as she like smacks her hammer into the wall. Okay, Hakon strips. They look. Well, Hakon looks briefly to you for leadership, and then he just like smiles and nods and charges down the hill towards the enemy. The Jotun troops rush across the wall, trying to get as close as possible so the siege engines can't get to them. Ignoring your forces for the most of it, just rushing towards the prize, as it were. Are you back then?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
She's going to try to draw away some of their flanks, basically,
Okay.
like some of the regular human enemies, and leave the giants to the siege engines for now. And just like shoot off some arrows, shoot off 2 arrows at them.
Okay. Nice.
20 and a 19.
Yeah.
She shoots off some arrows. She yells, "Fire!" And all the archers shoot off and take out some guys and draw their attention.
Yep. No problem. Oh, sorry, Dennis. I didn't have your initiative. So this is how it looks now, anyway, because of delays and stuff. So yeah, your turn, Drager.
So I will raise my war axe as I begin to chant, Odin, Allfather, grant me wisdom, courage, and victory. Friend Thor, grant me your strength, and both be with me. And I will use my bonus action to cast Magic Weapon, which adds another +1 to the attack and damage, and then I will kick at the sides of my steed and charge forward.
Nice. Awesome. Okay, Valdemar.
My force is going to charge in alongside Harkon's, but to do the guerrilla tactics and like skirmishing that we train them.
Yeah.
Try and get Harkon to engage their rabble while we distract as many forces as we can from the walls to make most use of this our allies' siege weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to ride straight towards, after giving those orders, I want to ride straight off towards the ice giantess.
Okay.
Have a debt that needs to be settled with her.
Nice. Okay, so you thunder down the hill as well. The siege weapons are going to fire at the giants. So 3 shots each at each of Krummer and... Okay, so that's going to miss. That's a hit. That's a hit, and that's a hit. So 2 hits on Oddleaf, 1 on Krummer. It's going to hurt. Okay. Wow, okay. Wait, I did that wrong. Only 1 hit on Krummer. And that's just, okay, I've looked it up. Okay, so it's actually 6 for 1, so that's 39 against Oddleaf. And yeah, 19. Yeah, okay, so if Siege didn't just like smash into these Jotun shots that would kill any sort of normal man, but they just continue trying to tear down the walls. Then the Donnerolf cavalry are going to charge down following you, Valdemar and Hakon. Brum, 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 like massive howls and stuff as they charge down the hill, and then Gunnulf.
Yeah, Gunnulf was charging after the cavalry. He's basically doing a double movement.
Okay. Sweet. Okay, back to Farbauti. He looks around and he sees this force coming down the hill towards him, and he looks down at the Jotunaett who are like surrounding him. And then he like lifts his enormous arm and points in the direction, and the Jotunaett run in the direction of your forces, charging, thundering across the ground. Then he is going to look towards the castle and the bridge, and he lifts a hand and he like makes a fist. Another ball of fire crashes into it. The foe hammer is going to try and attack the wall again. Let's see if he can do it. Okay, That's going to hit. Alrighty. Helge. Gone again. Oddleaf is... Yeah, they're the Thunderwolf cavalry. Dennis. Okay, and then Oddleaf's going to attack. That's going to hit. Okay, the walls are beginning. The first wall, if you can imagine, there's like almost a ring of walls. The first one is about 30 feet, so smaller than the actual Jotun, and they're just like smashing it with hammers and stuff. Behind it, there's another higher wall, and behind that, an even higher one. So they're trying, obviously, to get right through. So yeah, she hits that wall. It's almost crumbled, the front wall. Helge, it's actually your turn.
All right. She's charging up with the skirmishers. Am I close enough to cast hypnotic pattern on the giants near the gate?
No, they're quite far away. There's Jotunaett running towards you. I don't know if you missed that for Bodhi. There's all these Jotunaett protecting him, the main huge giant with the sword, and he's like pointed, and all the Jotunaett around him have like rushed towards your forces. They're what's engaging you, or what's about to engage you. So you could cast it on them.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, I'll do that. So you just see like the northern lights appear in the sky as she's just like hurriedly whispering words, and just like her eyes start to light up a little bit, and you just see like the northern lights almost descend from the clouds and in amongst these charging Jotunaett, and everything within a 40-foot square has to make a wisdom check.
Okay.
Wisdom.
Okay, I'll make them all. I mean, how much space do 50 people take up? A lot. More than 40 feet for sure, right?
It depends how they're formed. If they're in like a line, it's a little different than if they're like in like a clump.
Right, they're in a formation, like they're running in like almost like a shield wall. So I guess they are clumped together, but I don't know if a Jotun is like 5 foot wide or whatever. Oh, I'll just roll 5, and each will count for 10. So what's your DC?
15.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 30 of them are going to fail.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did I
I
roll
just
6?
imagine it going in amongst them, and just like you see 2 of the sections keep charging, and 3 of them just like kind of look up at the sky and stop.
Yeah, exactly like it happened before. Like these Jotunaut who are like just huge and like all like brimming with arms and armor. A bunch of them just like stop and like look up at the sky, and you can see the rest of them just not even look in direction and just keep running. Don't even take notice of the spell that's been cast. And then, okay, oddly if it gone, Hakon's troops will continue riding down the hill. I guess they'll smash into the Jotunaut now. So there's 300 of those. I'm going to roll. Let's roll 10.
And she'd, if she can, she'd yell out, "Focus on the ones that are still charging."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, nice work. 1, 2. Let's say 4. So, oh, so much math. Okay, so they crash, and Hakon's troops are just like slicing left and right, like with on their cavalry, just like doing their best. Well, those who have horses, the other ones like arrive right behind. They get into a shield wall and they try and like withstand against the Jotunaut charge, but they're doing serious damage to them. Jotun troops continue rushing towards the gate. The Dragger, your turn.
So how close am I to the enemy at this point?
On horseback, you could definitely get to the Jotunaut.
Okay, so then yeah, I'll charge into their midst. And bring my new war axe to bear. Just charging into the lead one.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. I'm going to use my I don't know if I want to use that yet. That would only be a 12.
Okay, yeah, I mean, one of them will lift a huge sword and block that to the side and snarl in your face. Is that for you?
Yep.
Okay. Valdemar, you come thundering down the hill. You can see amongst the Jotunaett a familiar face. You know who it is. A feeder of eagles.
Ingvar? No.
Ogvai.
Oh boy.
Oh fuck.
Oh, he's making me veer from my course. Oh. Has he spied me?
Not yet, James.
Yeah, I'm going to ride, as I said before, headlong towards the ice giantess.
Okay, so you try to skirt the Jotunaett, like
I'll go through the Jotunaett who are looking dazed at the northern lights. Those are the ones I'll make for to give me cover
Okay.
from like the enemy, but in the direction of the Jotunaett who raided my lands.
Okay, and do you want to bring your men with you? Because they go on your turn as well.
I want them to do the same tactic, the
Okay.
skirmishing and guerrillaing against the enemy forces to complement Harkins.
Yeah, perfect. So Hakon's troops are engaged with the Jotun or Jotunaett, and you like try and thunder around, like flanking around, around behind them through the Jotun who are stunned or unmoving, looking at this pattern towards the bridge. Yeah, as you ride past, then you'll hear "Kvarserson!" Just like briefly in the din, but that's all. As you ride past, siege weapons will try and attack again. One hit, two hits, so one hit each. Okay. So Krummer and Oddleaf both take another smack from siege weapons, but continue fighting. The Thunderwolf cavalry now crash into the fray with the Jotunaett. You can see Vidar with his enormous two-handed hammer just like take a head off one as he rides by. Jotunaett now fighting Jotunaett. A little bit more fair. As you can see, Hakon's troops have already been pretty badly butchered by the Jotunaett. Gunnulf.
The route the Valdemir and his troops took, the ranks that were in them, how far away are they from me roughly?
You're not far behind them. You're probably like, let's just say, for like 30 feet behind them.
Yeah, I was going to say I've got 40 feet of movement, so
Mm-hmm.
in that case, seeing that Valdemir is skirting around, Gunnulf is going to crash into their ranks as much as possible and try and sow discord.
Okay, into the Jotunaett?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So that's 20 non-natural and a 23.
Okay, two hits.
Where did that roll go? Right there it is. Oh, I forgot to say I raised. My bad.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Sorry,
I
what?
figured that's what you were doing, eating the mushrooms, right? That's what I figured.
Yeah. So that's 18, 20 damage altogether.
Nice. Roll me a d10.
4.
I don't have my Doom candy. It's bad anyway. One of the Jotun takes a serious blow from you, just I'm gonna say like right in the ribs, and he coughs up a big chunk of blood. And he looks at you. He says, "I will not die to a human." A moment of connection in what is otherwise just like pure fucking chaos. Okay, the holder of the keys. He turns to see Valdemar and his men are charging around the main force, heading towards the bridge. But he's just holding this enormous sword, and he's like clearly stunned. Okay, cool, nice. Clearly unwilling to like move from whatever he's doing, so he just like looks, and then he like points a finger in the direction of your troops. So I'm gonna need you to make a dex save. I'm gonna make them make a dex save.
Ooh.
Odin, hear me. Dex save is my favorite. No point wasting inspiration. I'll take it. I failed.
Okay. Where the hell is it? Okay. So he shoots his ball of fire in your direction. 31. A bunch of your men on horses scream as they're like knocked to the ground from the force of the fire. And he just turns his gaze back then to the important bit, which is the actual gate. Crumir now is going to try and attack the gate one more time. Okay, yeah, he smashes it finally. He takes his big hammer and he takes his big swing, and the front wall is broken. You see like men and sort of knocked aside, falling from the 30-foot wall, and he steps through the crack towards the next wall. Helge.
She'd order the archers to fire upon the half giants, I guess, since the bridge is out of range. So attack twice. First one misses with a 12.
Okay.
Second one is a 17.
Okay. Total?
Yeah, total.
Is this all the archers with you as well? Because you
Yeah,
have some
sure.
missile troops.
That's what she would be doing.
Yeah,
She would
okay.
be shooting too.
So a volley. A lot of them connect with like some of the Jotunaett, and they'll take some damage. Okay. So you see Gunnulf as you're like fighting this guy, like arrows like thud into a load of the men next to you and a load of the Jotunaett. And then Oddleaf is going to step through the crack in the gate as well and begin hammering on the other one. But she is unable to do so. Like missile fire and stuff is starting to hurt her, and she misses her swing or it doesn't connect properly. Hakon's troops continue battling the Jotunaett, doing damage. And then the Jotun troops are now rushing through the crack in the gate as well, fighting the men underneath Stribbjorn's men. Draugr.
So how far away is the gate from where this battle with the Jotunaett is going on?
So you're now pretty much on the other side of the bridge, I would say. So if you can imagine, like, I'll show you actually, it's easier. Where's Photoshop? Here we go. So let's see. So like, let's say the Jotunaett are like here, and your guys are blue, and they're like here, engaged with them. Valdemar is like gone around this way, and like you're here somewhere. And then the bridge is here. Like all these have obviously moved forward. They've broken that wall, and now they're at the 60-foot wall, like smashing it.
So I guess I'm going to kind of shadow the group moving for the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and cut along the right side of the forces that are engaged right there, the red and blue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's where Valdemar's gone as well, so you can follow that way. Yeah, so if you can imagine the big ass Jotun is like here. So you're like riding right past them. You see a fireball come down and smash Valdemar and his men. But those who survive just keep riding, heading for the gate. Okay. Then Valdemar.
How far away is the ice giantess from me?
You got to get across this bridge. So you're like maybe 200 feet across the bridge.
And how heavy does the key sword look?
It's enormous. It's probably like 20 foot tall. Like he's holding it, it's about 20 foot tall. So very heavy.
Do I think my horse could drag this?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay.
A couple of horses certainly, but your horse on its own probably not.
I'm assuming I'll have to crash through the enemy's forces to get to the Ice Giantess, whereas the key holder is closer to me and hurling
Yeah.
fireballs at me in my skirmishes. And I heard Skvarsism from before. Maybe fate's calling me back to Ogvai, and it's not yet the right time to slay the Ice Giantess. If my men take another fireball like that, they'll be all dead. So I'm going to turn on the key holder.
Okay.
Wheel
Nice.
about on my horse more roughly than usual, in haste, drawing Logi as I ride, just trying to cut at his knee.
Okay. Sweet.
So I'm going to use precision. Should I? Yeah, no, I won't. I'm not going to use precision on the first. So I missed with the first, but I crit with the second. He can make a will save for me. DC 14, I believe, at level 6.
Oh, he's got to fail.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. $42, and he has disadvantage on attacks.
Very nice. Okay.
I'm going to action surge while the luck is on me.
Actually, am I within 30 feet of him while he's attacking this creature?
Yeah, you are.
Then I'm going to... How much did you miss your first hit by?
It would have been a 16 all up.
So
Not by
I'm
much.
going to use
Sorry,
my
I've got a plus on
reaction.
weapons, so it was 17 actually.
My reaction as the War God's Blessing to give him a +10 to his attack.
So it hits.
Oh lord. Okay, I'll just roll this second 2 to hits first, and then do the damage as one.
Okay.
So the second 2 attacks for my action surge will be. The god giveth.
Sometimes I bless you in the morning and curse you in the afternoon.
Cry. Okay, so for the one that hit, that will be 21.
Nice.
That's all I can do.
Yeah, your boys
Sorry?
will make a bunch of attacks as well. So I think like 10 of them would have died. So you still have 40. So I roll 4 attacks, and each will count for 10 dudes. Ooh, they do extremely well. So it's going to be 3 load of hits.
Yeah, our tactics worked well. Our training.
Yeah, definitely. They like fling javelins and stuff like that, or throw hand axes. So he's going to take an undisclosed amount of damage, but it's a lot. And yeah, and you can see him look quite concerned. Obviously, he's not keen to be actually in the fight. Okay, so that was your troops. Then the sea droppings will now fire again upon Crumir and Oddleaf. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Wow. Fuck. So the siege weapons, like, I guess out of desperation now, just like turn and they fire, and each of them just like smacks right in the like chin or in the face with this huge rock into the face of these giants. And you see Oddleaf actually fall to one knee for a second and have to get back up from the force of that hit. Okay. That was the siege weapons. The cavalry will continue to engage with the Jotunaett, and you can see like now that it's Jotunaett v Jotunaett, they're really like starting to smash each other apart, and a bunch of the Jotunaett there are dying. Gunnulf.
Now that the mushrooms have truly kicked in and everything's slightly brighter for Gunnulf, he's got one thing in mind: cleave a path right through as much as he can. The sooner he can break this lot down, the sooner he can reinforce the troops on the bridge. So that's a 14 and a non-natural 20.
20 hits.
um, 9 damage.
Nice.
Okay, so I guess that's some damage that you did. Far about he is going to try and move away, so he's going to provoke an opportunity attack from you, Valdemar, as he just like steps away, 60 feet, just like starts running the fuck away. He'll actually run, so dash 120.
Can I get an opportunity attack?
Yep.
$21.
Okay, that hits.
He can make a strength save.
Strength save. He's going to be good at this. Oh, that's way too many dice. We'll try that again. Oh, he actually rolled a 5. Sorry, it's a 5. Because I rolled the d20 there. But he's got...
Okay.
What's your DC? He's got like plus 14 to this.
14.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aw.
He's got like a 32 strength. So yeah.
Oh, he can't drop the keys or whatever. Okay. He'll still take 26 slashing damage for his cowardice.
Yeah. Okay. 26, you said?
That's right. Still,
Okay.
again, aiming at the knee.
Mm-hmm.
Does he pass by my position, or is he going in the opposite direction?
He will go past you, and also your men who managed to hit. Go ahead, Gregor.
So that's going to be 14, 20 to hit.
Okay. That hits.
I'm sorry, it's muted 12 points of damage.
Okay. Very good. He's looking in fairly bad shape. So that was his turn. Okay, yeah, he runs and he calls out. He says, "Crummer, attend me!" And you see the okay, no problem. You see the Crummer, the foe hammer, just like turn his head around. He's got like this big hole in his face from where the seed didn't hit him. He just like, sees his lord in danger and like fucking starts to run. So Crummer is going to move his speed, which is 120, across the bridge. So you see this probably pants-shitting sight of this enormous 40-foot giant with this huge hammer just like thundering across the bridge. He's like smashing his own troops out of the way to get to his lord.
His movement reduced from allied stomping.
From ally stomping? No,
Is it difficult terrain?
I don't think he'll stop him, to be honest. He'll just like run right the fuck through him. But he will like kill quite a few of his men, but he'll just like run right through them.
Thank you, Lord.
No human life is worth as much as Farbeti, the holder of the key. Helgir.
All right, so she sees the giant come charging into the fray. Can she order the archers to change targets and aim for this
Yep.
running giant?
Definitely.
Yeah. So I'll roll twice and just tell you what I rolled, and I guess
Okay.
that'll be how well they did. Woo. Ooh, 24 and a crit.
Nice.
So she's just like, change targets! Fire!
Nice. Yeah, you're like magical arrows like thud like light through the sky, and all the other arrows just like darken it, and it's just like this guy's like pelted with arrows. Some of them bounce off his chain or whatever, but a lot of them like catch him. He's definitely in bad shape, but he continues just like sprinting for his lord. Nothing more important to him. Oddleaf, standing inside now, assaulted on all sides, in bad shape, is going to continue doing what she's been told to do, and that's smash down the gate. So she's going to make an attack at the gate. Okay. Massive hit. That's Oddleaf. Hakon's troops are continuing to fight. They're dying in large amounts fighting these Jotunaett. While the Donnerov cavalry are doing really well, but even the 20 who are there are like superlative combatants compared to a normal human. But they are doing some damage. The Jotun troops, this is the Jotunaett now, just like try their best to keep it together, but even they're starting to break. You can see now it's really only 6 of them left, one of which you recognize as Ogve Eaglefeeder, and he's just like ripping people in half and like picking up horses and throwing them around. And they're trying to make the best of the situation, but he calls for a retreat, and they're going to try and do that, sort of a slow retreat. Okay, Draugr.
Okay, so it's Kumar that was at the gate that Parvati called to
Mm-hmm.
aid. I'm going to attempt something. You have to let me know how it works. I want to use my thaumaturgy cantrip,
Okay.
and I want to manifest a booming voice to try to mimic Farbuti, and
Okay.
yell for Kumar to say, "No, no, fall back."
Okay. Sounds good to me. Let's roll deception.
Do you know Giant?
Yes.
He does, yeah.
All right, yeah. Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry, 18.
Okay. So let's see what Crummer gets. Okay. So he kind of slows. He's like, huh? Confusion right across his face. And he can see that everybody's running away, but then he hears him say, like, no, go back. What the fuck? So he just kind of skids to a halt, pretty much like at the edge of the bridge, looking confused. Very nice. Have some inspiration. Okay, Valdemar.
While he's like charging about hacking, like riding past this key holder, or the key holders run away from him. As he's pursuing him, something comes into his mind, the memory of speaking to Gunnulf days earlier of his dream, like ants swarming over a great warrior. And I'll just, scolding myself, grab the horn out that I carry on my side and blow it once more for the final maneuver. And the wild men and wolves to come from their place of cover towards the key holder.
Nice.
Try and track him down with the wolves because I know they can just like crawl over and savage.
Awesome.
And as they're like riding in from the side, I'll still go unerringly towards the key holder, ignoring Ogvi for now.
Okay, nice.
He moved feet from me, right? Oh no, he dashed, so 120.
120, yeah.
I'll ride 60 and take the defensive action.
Okay. Yeah, your men do the same. They're riding, but they're careful. Worried about what could happen if they are too reckless. Siege weapons are now, since Crummer's gone, all going to fire on Oddleaf. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits.
Nice.
This is a lot. Okay, 62. Okay, Oddleaf is going to take a shit ton of damage. She's still up, but she's, beyond bloodied. She's standing there and she's like looking now kind of forlorn back to Farbauti, who's like abandoned her, and she's like looking at the chaos all around and like she's trying to smash this wall, and she's like, what the fucking point if I die here and all these humans live? So that was the siege weapons. The cavalry will continue fighting or ride down the Jotunaett who are trying to run away. Gunnulf.
How many are still roughly around about Gunnulf at the moment?
They're trying to move away, so you can make an opportunity attack before your turn.
Okay. 25 on that.
Oh yeah.
Which does a little bit more damage than last time. What's that? 15.
Okay. Yeah, the guy you had hit previously who was stunned, you just like lop his head off, and it rolls to the ground. And yeah, they're running away from you now.
Are they running back in the direction of the bridge, did you say, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, I'll hurry their retreat, follow them up, and cleave into their ranks again.
Okay.
Okay, one's definitely going to miss. The other one was a 26.
Mm-hmm.
For 14 damage.
Yeah, so as they're running away, you like leap behind one and just like slice him in the back with an axe. And he let out a howl of pain. Okay. Farbauti is going to turn and look at the state of the battlefield and the apparent refusal of the order that Crummer has taken. And he just like looks dismayed. And so he lifts his hand into the air, and this enormous door, like runic door, will appear, and he will simply step into it, and the door will close. Um, Upon that happening, like you just see like most of his men just be like ah, like scream in fear. You see Crumir like just looking utterly confused at what the fuck is happening, and like Oddleif lets out a cry of dismay. Crumir now is like left alone without his master. Is just going to begin like setting upon whatever's closest.
Brutal.
And he's going to.
Nope.
I mean, for about he's a selfish son of a bitch. So Krummer just looks around and he finds whatever's closest, and it's going to be, unfortunately, you, Valdemar, and your men. So he runs up and takes this big swing with his hammer. So I need you and your men to make a deck save. One for you and one for your men.
Do I have advantage today for taking out a dodge action? Or
you both do, yeah.
It will do me little good as Dex. A 19.
Okay.
For me.
And for your men?
Oh, sorry.
They'll have the same dex bonus as you.
Okay. 16.
Okay, so you managed to like charge your horse just a little bit faster, and you can feel as the hammer as it passes just behind you, but it catches a bunch of your men, and you just hear like splat as like men are turned to goo, and they're just like launched hundreds of feet past you. Like another foot comes crashing down, and a bunch of men screams of terror from men and horses. This giant just like tears apart. What were your men? He looks then in the direction of the Jotunaett, who are like also fleeing, and he just like screams something in giant. You would hear Draugr as guard yourselves, if we're going to die, we'll die like fucking Jotun. And then it's Helgir's turn.
Alright, Helgir is going to order the archers to fire upon the giant that's attacking Valdemar. Again. Okay. That's going to be a 19 hit and a crit. Holy shit.
Nice. Unreal. Okay, that's great. So yeah, all these arrows like thud into it. One of your glowing arrows like catches him directly in the eye, just and he like kind of sways on his feet, and he just like puts his hand to his eye, and the blood is like running down his face. And he drops his hammer onto the ground, which like crushes a few more of Valdemar's horsemen. And he is like pretty much blinded, badly hurt. Nice work. Okay, Oddleif smashes the wall, reaches in, and she like grabs. You can see lifts up into the air Stribjorn, the Jarl. She has him in her hand, and she just like turns around to his troops and like looks down at them and just splat. It's like crushes him in her hand, and there's like a shout of dismay from all around. It's just chaos now at this stage. Like now that the commander is gone of the Jotun troops, they've just like gone fucking berserk, and they're just like wrecking whatever they can. Hakon's troops are almost defeated, but they continue. They swore not to run, and so they won't. And they continue trying to fight. The Jotunaett are going to keep running away as best they can. So, Gunnar, if you can make another opportunity attack.
No, I can't. That's a natural one.
You try to swing for this this guy who's wearing a bearskin. He turns around, he looks at you, and you recognize him to be Ogvai Eaglefeeder. And he turns and looks at you and says, "You, I'll take out my vengeance on you." And he moves forward to attack you. Oh, that's too many dice. Okay, so 17, 20, and 22.
Yeah.
All of them?
All of them.
Shit. Okay, plus 15. It's going to be 34 from 3 different attacks. He has these 2 runic axes, and he just goes thunk, thunk, and then another upward swing. He moves like a blur somehow, considering his size. And he snarls, and he says, "You think yourself a berserker? I'm a fucking bear!" Yeah.
Is that slashing damage or
slashing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll take half.
Just in case the magical thing did anything to that.
Yeah, so that's what. That's the Jotunaett's turn. So Draugr.
Okay, since that spell lasts for a minute, I'm going to yell out again in that booming voice. And Jotun, Prabhuti has abandoned us. Odin comes for us. Run, flee. And then for my action, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on Oddleaf.
Okay, nice. Gnarly.
And if I can, if there's a clear path, I'm going to be charging towards her while I do it.
Okay.
So that's going to be, let me double check, 19, 25 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm casting it at third level instead of first
Nice.
level. Okay, so that's 9, 11, 14, 25.
Nice. Yeah, so you like are charging across the bridge towards it. You can see like there's a path that Grummer has made through all the like broken bodies of men as you charge across the bridge, and you're like alone thundering across it. Boom, boom, boom. And you like point your hand, and this like sacred flame just like wreath the giant for a moment. And she like lets out a scream as she turns and she sees you like riding alone across the bridge. Very cool. Valdemar.
I'm engaged now with Farbooty's guardian, right?
Yeah,
So I'll
Crummer.
provoke an opportunity to attack if I want to chase down the key holder. Can I see if the wild wolves are chasing down the key?
So the key holder stepped through a door. He seems to
Steps through, pardon?
He stepped through some sort of door that he summoned.
Cool.
missed
I'll
that?
turn on the. Yeah, I must have. I'll turn on the foe who just swung at me then, crawling about him with my men like ants to try and cut him down.
Okay, nice.
For a 6 plus 9, that's 15. I'm going to use a precision strike on that.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Gods.
Yeah, I missed wildly. It's not even worth giving out a rallying call, I think. It's only a little bit of health anyway. So I'll end my turn there and save it.
Okay, your men will try and attack, seeing your example. Let's see how they do. Oh, another 10 died, so 2 of them. They're going to miss as well. Well, they're not going to miss, they're going to hit, but it's going to bounce off his armor. Their weapons clearly not sharp enough to get through. So siege weapons will fire upon Oddleaf. Actually, he'll fire upon Crummer since he's further away and there's a better chance to hit him. Wham!
Look out, my man!
One.
Natural one.
Yeah. It's only 2 hits, but still not to be sniffed at. 40 fucking damage, nice. Yeah, so you're trying to hit this guy, and he's like, his armor seems to be proof against your weapons, and then these 2 huge stones just like crush into the back of him, and he falls to his knees onto the ground. So you'll have advantage to hit him. The cavalry, the Honour of Cavalry, will continue chasing the Jotunaett, killing some more. Gunnulf?
This eagle feeder who slashed at me before, calling into question my martial technique. I'm going to attack him with reckless attack
Okay.
and go back at him. Where did that roll go? So that's a 24
Oh, yeah.
and that's a 17.
17 on this.
Yeah. Oh, 2 on the damage die. So that's 10 damage.
Okay. Axe bites into him. And maybe you do have some heart. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Farbauti is gone. He has stepped through a magical gateway. Crummer is going to reach for his hammer and pick it up, and he's going to. What would you do if you were going to die killed by ants? Curse at the sky.
Into the fire
Yeah.
or the water. I jump into the water nearby. Gotta drown the ants in armor.
He goes to stand and I guess he'll swing his hammer at the men at his legs and then try and move. So, can you make a dex save for your man, Vald?
Uh-huh. Oh, I crit, my men fail.
Okay. Yeah, so you again,
What's left of them?
excellent horse. Yeah, another 10 are just like splatted by this hammer swing. And he moves to the bridge and he just like looks at the destruction everywhere. And he like puts out his hands and falls backwards into the chasm. I will not be killed by ants. And Helger.
All right. There's one more giant left,
Yeah.
as far as I can see. I want to cast. Are they close enough that I could cast a lightning bolt on them?
120 feet on the giant. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you just see her like lower a bow and step forth, and the men around her are just like, what is she doing? And you just see like this current just like fill the air, and you just smell ozone as the sky almost darkens, and everything in 100 feet in a 100-foot line in front of her has to make a dex save, including the giant.
Okay.
And she just like you just see like a lightning strike just come from the sky.
Okay, she critically fails, and the many, many, many rabble around her also fail.
So you just see it like it strikes the bridge and it catches like the pools of blood that they were all standing in and just electrocutes the shit out of them, just blackening them and sending them over the side. Just travels up the giant, electrocuting them as well.
Holy moly. The dice smile upon you.
Doing 41 damage.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, like,
Odin.
50 people just, like, explode. You just see, like, ripped and burnt clothing is all that's left. The bodies are turned to ash. The giantess falls down to one knee, barely breathing. Yeah, like, all this rabble and stuff around her are just, like, eliminated. And a bunch of the people near you shout, "Thor! Thor's with us!" Fucking gnarly. Okay, I'll leave. Fucking hell. So dismayed, so in despair. She's going to try and rise. I'm going to make her do a con save because she's on 1 hit point currently.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. Wait, did I roll 2 or 1? No, I didn't roll at all. There we go. Okay. Yeah, she rises barely, like leaning on her hammer, and is going to take one more swing for the wall, thinking she might do her duty. And she does. A collapse in the wall. Men and siege engines crash to the ground. Hakon's troops and Jotun troops are continuing to fight each other. The Eagle Feeder, Gunnulf is going to try and take care of you. Oh yeah, it's going to be 3 hits.
Yep.
Ooh. 47, so you'll take half.
47.
Yeah, so he, like, you hit him, clunk, and he just, like, snarls, and you actually see, like, the visage of a bear, and he just, like, swings his big axe, like, upwards, and as you, like, reel back, another one comes down, and another one up again.
I think it's safe to say he can hit harder than I can.
He's, like, twice your size, I guess. Okay, Drager. You're thundering across the bridge towards the
Can I
giantess.
reach her?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to begin still in that booming voice, but now in my own. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'll start chanting, lo, there do I see my father, as I
Nice.
begin
Yeah.
swinging
Oh, there do
the
I
war
see my
axe.
mother.
And I'm going to toss away the shield so that I can grip the axe with both hands.
Mm-hmm.
And when I reach her, I'm just going to swing with all my strength to the back of her leg.
Unreal.
And since I hit her with that guiding bolt, I'll be at advantage on this
Yep.
attack. So 17, so that's going to be 23 to hit.
Yes, sir. It's a hit. You can describe it. You're going to kill her.
So basically, as I am chanting this prayer and swinging this weapon forged from the blade of one of them, adorned with their teeth, as I ride by, I swing with all my strength. It almost pulls the weapon from my hands and almost pulls me from the mount as I strike through the back of her leg, enough to already weak on her feet to send her tumbling downward.
Yeah, she like begins to fall, and as she does, she like cracks her head off the wall, and it just like it makes this huge dent, and she falls then dead to the ground. The men around who serve her just panic and break, and they just begin sprinting off the bridge, like in the direction of the land outside, pretty much directly into your guys' troops. In essence, they're defeated. It's only really the few Jotunaett who remain. So I think what we'll do is you can just describe. Do you want to kill these Jotunaett, or do you want to take them prisoner? Is basically what it comes down to, because you have them significantly outnumbered and you will defeat them.
It'll be up to Yalvida.
Yeah. I think he would, since they're his kin, and he believes.
he would
It's
attempt
up to you, Vidar.
He would attempt to, get them to swear allegiance to him, and
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And if they do it, we'll kill them. Throw them down the chasm.
Okay, so I mean, cheers of victory all around. Of like the 300 men remaining from the like over 2,000 that you had, as two dead giants lay nearby, many Jotunaett slain. You line up the remaining Jotunaett, and somewhat humiliated, they decide to surrender. Even Ogvai Eaglefeeder, noted berserker, decides it's not worth giving his life away, and they will surrender. There you go. Victory.
Pure.
But at what cost? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Shit.
I'll tell Yalvida quietly that Ogvai is a snake, and you do well to kill him now.
Worm tongue.
I surrendered to you nobly in battle, Lord. You gave me your word.
I'll just tell him. I'm not even going to roll dice on him. I'll just tell him that. If he can do what he will. Just like shortly after the battle, covered in gore, when I come to like where these guys are and see Ogvai kneeling before him, I'll just be like, that one is Loki.
Yeah, I don't think Vidar would kill a prisoner. I don't think he would do it. So he would say, no,
Fair enough.
he'll serve me. They all will. And if they begin to question my orders, they'll be dealt with. So they'll take those guys in chains, basically, afterwards. Now, Bjornsborg is pretty much destroyed. The defenses, anyway, are destroyed. The few men remaining inside are led by Stribbjorn's second son. His first son also died in the battle. And he'll obviously come out and thank you most graciously for the service that you've provided, and for the honor with which you fought. Too much in shock, I guess, to deal with the reality of what's happened.
What's Stribbjorn's second son like?
His first son was the most like him. in terms of like his aggrandizing statements and stuff like that. His second obviously had to work harder since he's not the heir, and so you feel like he's more competent, definitely. Less swaggering, you know.
Yeah, I'll tell him that the victory is not ours alone, but of everyone who came, like all the different flags who still stand, and those who have fallen too, broken at great cost, but a necessary one. The giants would have been undefeatable if they had taken the hall of your fathers, now yours. Jarl, what's his name?
Sorry, who? Oh, Stribbjorn's son?
Stribbjorn. Yeah.
Shit, I'll have it written down. 1 sec.
Yeah, I'll kneel to him, one Jarl to the other.
Sigurd.
Sigurd, yeah. Sigurd, I'll kneel to him, claim him as Jarl.
Mm-hmm. He'll say, that's not necessary. The victory is yours. And Jarl Vidar, you came when we needed you most. And we'll never be able to repay that debt. But I feel that this is just the beginning.
Yeah, we're fated to face many more than this.
We need to get word to the south, to Lord Gunn, to the king. Lords with rich armies.
We'll sever the heads of these Jotun and send them to the three greatest Jarls who have not been given proof of this cause.
Yes. And you see he's like distracted or something. He just like can't take in the fact that like his father and his brother are dead and like his castle destroyed and everything else. He's just like looking totally confused by it all. So much death. What are we to do?
We must fight Jarl Sigurd. We must fight against it as we have done today. There is still hope.
Maybe.
You have survived. Your people are counting on you.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Yeah, so I mean, they would set to like burying the dead, and so on, and like cleaning the battlefield and like trying to repair the walls or whatever. But it's impossible. They're Jotun-made walls, and there's no way men could lift bricks of that size and like build to the same strength.
I don't know if it's possible, but if you remember, Vidar recruited some Jotunaett craftsmen. I don't know if he might make an offer to help, and
That's
anybody
true.
to help.
Yeah, I guess he would offer that. Yeah, definitely. He would say, "Yeah, I'll call for whatever craftsmen I have to try and make the best repairs that we can here. It's a powerful fortress, and we had best make the most of it." Yeah, and he'll set to that. I forgot about that. Yeah, I guess that's a good place to leave it. We can pick up next time in the aftermath of the battle.
Of Bergholm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
leave
was brutal.
the crows to feed for a little bit.
Yeah.
That was like the Battle of Pelennor
I
Field.
failed. I almost stopped him from breaking the wall. Damn.
How do you stop three giants if they've got their mind set on something?
Yeah, he's a scary man for about it. I mean, he didn't actually get involved in the combat. He was trying to. He was up to something anyway. Didn't want to get involved in the nitty gritty. It's beneath him, I guess. But we'll see next time.
Damn, son.
Yeah, so well done. You guys can level again.
So,
Sweet.
what level should we be at now?
7?
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, for having won the siege. Well done.
Alright, guys. I gotta head out.
All right, then. Thanks
It
for
is,
playing.
Dan.
Try to catch Game of Thrones before I head to bed.
Yeah.
No. Enjoy.
Yeah, have a good night.
All right, good luck.
Thanks, Lloyd.
Well done.
No worries.
I watched Game of Thrones before we started playing.
Yeah, I watched it earlier today.
I can't wait to watch it after this. I got on Facebook before to see there was a lot of really important like soccer finals around the world over the last 2 days, and there was the Spanish Cup yesterday or last night for me. And so I was like going through, trawling, looking for the results of that, and upon seeing it, I saw a massive spoiler for Game of Thrones. So I just like took it off straight away, and just like fuck, and I've been trying to forget it. But you know, the more you like, the more you try to ignore it, the more it's like, hey Nikki, you know me. But yeah, I won't let it ruin it. I'm still stoked as with it. Yeah, anticipation.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
All right, sweet dudes. That was super fun. Enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. That was awesome.